So, welcome to discussion of RTP September 2026. In this session, we'll discuss all the questions of the relevant RTP. I would like you all to make an attempt on the questions and see whether you're getting the answers right or not. Let's get straight to it. Question number one, as usual, dealing with true or false. Read the question, tell me with reasoning as to whether the statement is true or false. The first one, trade discount is a reduction granted by supplier from the list price of the goods or services on business consideration for prompt payment. Prompt payment discount, the discount given for prompt payment is called as cash discount. What is trade discount? Discount given because of volume or frequency, because of trade, is called as trade discount. Let's just see what the ICAI answer is also saying. The ICAI answer also says false. Trade discount is the reduction granted by a supplier from the list price or list price of goods or services on business consideration other than for prompt payment. So you can say that cash discount is for prompt payment and trade discount is for trading activity. Yes. Can we write volume or quantity? Yes. Or volume or frequency? Yes. A tallied trial balance, a matching trial balance means that the books of accounts have been prepared as per the accepted accounting principles. A tallied trial balance means everything is correct. False. Why? A trial balance only checks the arithmetical accuracy of errors. Error of principle, errors of commission will not affect the agreement of the trial balance. That means trial balance may still have some errors even if it is matching. You can continue to write over there. What could be those type of errors? When a transaction is not recorded, when a transaction is not posted, when a wrong amount is taken, when a wrong account is taken, or when a transaction is posted twice. You can give those examples over there to increase your chances of getting higher score. Salary paid in advance is not an expense because it neither reduces the assets nor increases the liabilities. Salary is an expense. Salary paid in advance. Prepaid salary is an asset. So the statement is true. Salary paid in advance relates to coming accounting period or the next accounting period. It has nothing to do with the current period. Hence, it is not taken to the profit and loss account as an expense. It is shown as a current asset in the balance sheet. Think about the statement being true or false. Also think, are you able to write the reasoning for it? Let's continue ahead. When the closing inventory of a particular period is overstated, closing inventory is higher, net income for the accounting period will be understated. What is the relation between stock and profit? Closing stock and profit have a direct relation. Closing stock goes up, profit goes up. Closing stock goes down, profit goes down. The same closing stock will become opening stock in the next year. Opening stock and profit have a inverse relation. So this statement 4 is false. I go ahead to see ICAI's answer. False. When closing stock is overstated, your net income will also be overstated. Point number 5. In case of bills of exchange, the drawer and payee may not be the same person, but in case of a promissory note, the maker and the payee may be the same person. In case of bill of exchange, who is the drawer? The person who draws makes the bill of exchange. Who is drawee? The person who accepts to pay for the bill of exchange. Who is payee? The person to whom the payment is made. Can the drawer and payee be the same person? Yes, the person who draws the bill is going to receive the money. In this statement, they are saying drawer and payee may not be the same person. So this statement is false. In a promissory note, who draws the promissory note? The person, the drawer, the maker draws the promissory note. He is the person who has to pay the money. And in a promissory note, the maker and payee may be the same person, again becomes false. Because in a promissory note, the maker is the person who pays. So this statement is false. The drawer and payee may be the same person in case of bill of exchange, whereas in promissory note, maker and payee cannot be the same person. Point number 6. Goodwill is an intangible asset and therefore it cannot be valued. True, false? False. Intangible assets can be valued. Even though goodwill is an intangible asset, it can be valued in terms of money. It cannot be measured in terms of physical units. You cannot see a physical substance for goodwill, but it can be measured in terms of value. It can be measured in terms of money. Laboratory and library deposits. Please concentrate on the word deposits. Library and laboratory deposits taken from student in case of an educational institution are shown on the liabilities side of balance sheet. Give me the journal entry for laboratory deposits received from a student. When you receive money from your student, I will record that as bank account debit to laboratory or lab deposits account. What is the logic of this entry? Bank account debit, asset goes up. Library deposits credit. Why? Option number 1, income goes up. Option number 2, liability goes up. These are deposits, meaning to say it has to be refunded to the students. What if they say lab fees? It becomes an income, but here they've said lab deposits, it becomes a liability. You need to refund this money to the students. So the statement that is saying it is shown on the liability side of the balance sheet is true or false? True. Point number 7, true. Library or laboratory deposits are in the nature of security deposits to be refunded to the students when they leave the college or university. Hence, they are shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. So I hope you are also understanding as to how to prepare an answer and how to give the reasoning for the answer as well. Continuing. Since the company has existence independent of its members, it continues to exist despite the death or insolvency or change of members. What feature of a company is this? Perpetual succession. Point number 7, yes. As per perpetual succession, company's existence is independent of its members. It continues to exist in spite of death, insolvency, or change of members. Continuing ahead to the last point. Point number 9. Company X has incurred huge losses. The board of directors are of the opinion that in case of losses, there is no need to pay interest to the debenture holders. False. Dividend may not be paid to shareholders, but interest to debenture holders has to be paid. False. Even if the company incurs loss, it has to pay interest on debentures. Debenture holder being debts on the company, debenture holders are not concerned with the profit or loss. Interest is to be paid at a fixed rate on the time of issue of debentures. Able to follow? Yes, sir. Of course, the reasoning could be in your own words. It does not have to be exactly what is written in this particular material, but more or less it should imply the same. Can we continue ahead? Okay. Theoretical framework, few general theory points given over there. Point number 1, explain cash system and mercantile system of accounting. What is mercantile system? Mercantile system stands for accrual basis. So the simple point is cash basis of accounting thinks about when is the transaction settled in. Accrual basis thinks about the time period when the transaction pertains to. Next item, define revenue receipts and give examples. How are these to be treated in your accounts? What are revenue receipts? Items which are received in the ordinary course of business by sale of goods or provision of services is called as a revenue receipt. Give examples. Give examples for revenue receipt, sale of goods. Then interest received on investments, commission received are all revenue receipts. How are they treated in your accounts? Where will you show your sale of goods? Where will you show your interest received? Where will you show your commission received? They are to be shown in your income statement on the credit side, either trading or P&L account on the credit side. Change in accounting policy may have a material effect on the items of financial statements. Explain with the help of an example. My dears, let's go a little base for this. What is an accounting policy? Certain principles and the methods of applying those principles which have been adopted by the enterprise in the presentation of their financial statements. Can I change my accounting policy? Yes. In which situation? Required by statute, required by law, or when it leads to better presentation of your financial statements. Give me an example for an accounting policy. The most simple example I can say is valuation of inventory. What are the different methods that we have? FIFO method, first in, first out. LIFO method, last in, first out. Average method, weighted average method, specific identification method, etc. Now you think and tell me, when I do the valuation of inventory in FIFO method and if I use LIFO method, will the value remain the same? No, a change in the method of valuation is going to affect what? is going to affect the financial position, is going to affect the financial performance. Hence, it becomes material for the decision of the users. Everybody able to follow? You can give any example, or you can say method of valuation of goodwill. What could be the different methods of valuation of goodwill? Average profit method, super profit method, capitalization basis, annuity basis. Under all the four methods, do you get the same value? No. Valuation of goodwill changes, again your accounting is going to change. You can give one of the examples and say yes, it has a material effect on the financial statements. Can I go ahead, everyone? Yes, sir. Of course, you can read through this from your ICAI material as well. Cash system, mercantile system, revenue receipts, meaning and examples, and then change in accounting policy as well. Let's come down to the next element. The next element dealing with journal entries. Let me see how many of you get all these entries right. Past journal entries in each of the following cases. A running business was purchased by Arjun with the following assets and liabilities. You will name for me asset or liability. Bank, asset, land, asset, furniture, asset, stock, asset, creditor, liability, bank overdraft, liability. What is the journal entry? Bank account debit, land account debit, furniture account debit, stock account debit, to creditor, to bank overdraft. Debit credit will not match. What's the total debit? What's the total debit? 70 plus 140 plus 35 plus 70. 3 lakh 15,000. What is your total credit? 1 lakh 5,000. So what is the difference of 3 lakh 15 minus 1 lakh 5? 2 lakh 10,000. What is 2 lakh 10,000? 2 lakh 10,000 can be taken as capital. The entry is visible on the screen. In your exam, please start by writing the format in the books of Arjun, journal entries, particulars, debit and credit, and then we have the same entry where capital is credited with 2 lakh 10. Any doubt? Please stop me. I'll go ahead otherwise. These entries, I'm doing it orally. I'll come to write the answers when we come down to the bigger chapters like final accounts or so. Is that fine? Let's continue. Sold goods to Harpreet for 3,50,000 at a trade discount of 20%, charged IGST 12%. Give me the normal journal entry for sale of goods to Harpreet. Harpreet account debit to sales. Now in this I need to include IGST. IGST at the time of sale, input or output? Output IGST, asset or liability? Liability. You have collected the money from Harpreet, you are liable to pay to the government of India. In the same entry, what will I do? To output IGST being credited. Now let's think about the values. What is the value of your sales? 3,50,000. No, sir. There's a trade discount of 20%. Your sales is going to be 3,50,000 minus 20%. What do you get the value? 2,80,000. 3,50,000 minus 20%. 2,80,000. What is IGST? 2,80,000 plus 12%. You get it as 2 lakh. Okay, into. I'm sorry. 2,80,000 into 12%. You get 33,600. And what will be the total value for 3,13,600? Let's just quickly see whether this is the answer by ICAI. Harpreet account debit 3,13,600, to sales 2,80,000, and to output GST 33,600. Okay, let's continue ahead. Goods distributed by way of free samples 35,000. Very simple. Advertisement account debit to purchases account. Goods of the list price 1,40,000 were returned by Harpreet. So the same person has returned the goods. I should record sales return account debit to Harpreet account. Output GST, should I reverse? Yes. Output IGST will be reversed. 1,40,000, is it the discounted value or the original value? List price 1,40,000 indicates that it is the original value. What would be the discounted value? 1,40,000 minus 20%. 1,12,000 into 12%. 1,12,000 into 12%. 13,440 plus 1,12,000. 1,25,440. So coming down to ICAI's answer as well. 1,12,000 is your sales return. Output GST 13,440. 125,440 is the Harpreet's credit. Getting it right, everyone? Yes, sir. Let's look at the next transaction. Point number 5. Sandeep became insolvent and we could pay only 40 paisa, and he could pay only 40 paisa in a rupee. The amount due from Sandeep was 21,000. Are we receiving money or paying money? We are receiving money from an insolvent. What should we record? Cash or bank account debit, bad debt account debit to Sandeep. What was the total value of Sandeep? 21,000. How much are we able to recover? 40%. So that is equal to 8,400 is cash or bad debt? Cash. What is your bad debt? 12,600 is your bad debt. Let's see ICAI's answer as well. 8,400 cash account debit, 12,600 bad debt, 21,000 is your amount. Instead of cash here, can we use bank? Yes. Have they specified anything? No. So you can either say cash or bank. Let's continue to point number 6. No, there are only 5 entries. This comes for 5 marks in your exam if it comes as a question. Congratulations to all those who got it right. I hope your preparation is going well. Let's see the further questions of the RTP. Everyone, next point. Classify the following into revenue or capital nature. Again, compulsory question in the exam. You always get a question in true or false, and you need to classify whether it is capital or whether it is revenue. The first item, 1,000 spent as import duty on 10,000 spent on import duty on machinery purchased. This is going to be a capital item. It is included to the cost of inventory. It is included to the cost of fixed asset. Cost of fixed asset involves 3 items. What are they? Point number 1, cost of acquisition. Point number 2, any other cost incurred to bring the fixed asset to the location condition for use. And point number 3, initial estimate of dismantling, removing the item and restoring the site on which the asset is located. In that, point number 1, cost of acquisition is what? Your purchase price after deducting trade discount and including your non-recoverable, non-refundable taxes. Import duty is a non-recoverable tax. It will be added to machinery, becomes a capital item. Amount received from debtors during the year. Amount received from debtors is purely revenue in nature. Sales. Cost of testing whether an equipment is functioning properly. You are checking whether a machine is working properly or not when you are buying the asset. Capital item. Cost incurred to check whether it is in location condition for use will be added to the cost of the asset. Insurance claim received on account of machinery damaged by fire. Again, because it is machinery over there, it is capital. Capital, revenue, capital, capital. ICAI answer is also capital, revenue, capital, capital. But please do not forget to also write capital expenditure, revenue receipt, capital expenditure, capital receipt. Capital or revenue nature automatically goes right. But you also need to say whether it's an inflow or an outflow, whether you're receiving the money or paying the money. Can I continue ahead? Yes, sir. Subsidiary books. This is an excellent question. Again, the format of this question is what I want you to concentrate on, where ICAI is checking you or testing you. Prepare a purchase book from the following transactions for techno computers. Can you all tell me what transactions go to your purchase book? All credit purchases go to your purchase book. No, sir. Your credit purchase of goods is going to go to your purchase book. So there are 2 criteria that you need to check while recording the transaction. It has to be a credit transaction. It has to be related to goods. Can we go ahead to record? Yes, sir. Now, if you observe, how is this question different from the questions that we have seen previously, is that January 3rd, they are saying purchase from Rocket Computers Delhi on credit, 10 RAM, 1,400 each, 50 pen drives, 300 each. There's a trade discount of 10%. You also have CGST, SGST 9% each, and you also have freight of 700. That means, how is this question different? They include your GST component in your subsidiary books also. Can we go ahead to prepare? Yes, sir. If you remember, I had told you when you have GST, prefer to have a columnar format. What will be the format of your subsidiary books? If I say this is question number 4, I will start by saying in the books of dash techno computers. In the books of techno computers, what you will say, purchase book. Tell me what are the columns that you will have. Date. Particulars means your supplier details. Then you have an invoice number. Then what should I include? After this you have amount. After this you have trade discount. After this you will have CGST. Then you will have SGST. In this case we have one more column for freight, and then you are going to have a total. In case the question has any transaction of IGST, yes, Jan 5th there is IGST, so you will have one more column for IGST as well. So I hope you remember we have solved one question in our classroom in this columnar format. Use this columnar format when? Use this columnar format when they are giving you GST in your accounts. Can we go ahead to fill up this data? I'll try to fill it up for one transaction, and then for the rest of it you can do it. Okay. Let's look at the first transaction. Can we record that first transaction? Yes, sir. So I'll go and say 3rd January. Who is the supplier? Rocket Computers Delhi. Rocket Computers Delhi. What is your invoice number? Invoice number not given. You can leave it blank. Okay. Amount of the goods purchased. Let's write down what are the goods one by one. There are 10 RAM and there are 50 pen drives. What is the value of 10 RAM? 10 into 1400, 14,000. What is the value of pen drives? 50 into 300, 15,000. One moment. Okay. So you have 10 pen drives, 10 RAM and 50 pen drives. What is the total value of the goods? Total value of the goods is 29,000. Trade discount 29,000 into 10%, 2,900. CGST will be applicable on which value? Net value. 29,000 minus 2,900, 26,100. On 26,100, GST of 9%. 26,100 into 9%. 26,100 into 9%. 2349. Yes. 2349 CGST, 2349 SGST. IGST is 0. Freight charges given 700. What is your total? How will you calculate the total? Total amount minus discount, add CGST, add SGST, add IGST, add freight. 31,498. How many of you got this right? Good. Let's look at ICAI's solution. For the first transaction, we have all these elements given, and then you have the net amount as 31,498. Matching? Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. Give a columnar answer like this when you get a question on GST basis. Also, point here to be noted, I'll ask you, tell me, GST will be applicable on gross value or net value? GST is applicable on the net value after discount. Second point, on the freight, I'm ignoring the GST. Logically speaking, GST should be applicable on goods and services. What is freight? Freight is the service for transportation charges. So technically, GST should be applicable on freight also, but they've not given me the rate of GST over here, so I ignore the GST on the freight. I take the GST first and then I add freight at the end. Is that fine? Yes, sir. Let's continue with the next element. What is the next point in the question? I want you all to continue. Tell me whether we will record the next transaction or not. 5th January, purchase from Yes Computers Mumbai on credit. 20 hard disk, 10 UPS. Trade discount 10%, IGST 18%. Can I record? Yes, sir. So I will go ahead to say over here, 5th January, Yes Computers. What have we purchased? 20 hard disk, 3,600. 20 hard disk, 3,600. Value 72,000. And we have 10 UPS, 2,000 each. 10 UPS, 2,000 each. 20,000. What is the total value? 92,000. Trade discount 10%. 9,200. What is your GST component? There is an IGST of 18%. Can you tell me how much is the IGST? Your IGST will be 14,904. Is there freight? No, sir. Zero. Tell me what is the total that we are supposed to take here? 97,704. Let us check ICAI's answer also. 97,704. Getting it right, everyone? Yes, sir. Let's continue ahead. January 17th, purchase from Sai Computers, Delhi. 8 motherboards, 2,500. 20 webcam, 600. Trade discount 5%. CGST, SGST, freight applicable. Can I record? Yes, sir. So I will go ahead to say 17th January, Sai Computers. 17th January, Sai Computers. What have we purchased? What have we purchased? 8 motherboards. What is the value? 2,500 each. 20,000. We also purchased 20 webcam, 600 each. 20 webcam. How much was it? 600 each. 20 into 600. 12,000 total value. 32,000. Is there a discount? Yes, sir. Discount is 5%. Do not blindly take 10%. Many of them make a mistake. 10% first one, 10% second one. Here also take 10%. No. See the rate of discount and then appropriately calculate. Net value of goods. Net value of goods 30,400. 30,400 into GST kitna? GST is 9%, which comes up to 2,736 CGST, 2,736 IGST, freight 2,500. Can you tell me what is the value of the amount payable to Sai Computers? 38,372. Let us check ICI's answer also. 38,372. In the end, you take a total of all your columns and your answer should match. This question comes multiple times in the exam for 4 marks. You should be able to get 4 out of 4. Point to be kept in mind, what should I not take in the purchase book? I should not take cash transactions and I should not take any transaction related to purchase of fixed asset. If you concentrate on these 2 points, subsidiary book should be able to be cracked in the exam. Any doubt till here? No, sir. I would suggest to prepare a columnar format when you have GST related transactions. If you do not have GST, just say particulars and amount. Can I directly go ahead to the next one? Okay. Let's come down to the next question. The next question is dealing with rectification of errors. Rectification of errors can be under 3 stages. Stage 1, before trial balance. Stage 2, after trial balance. Stage 3, after financial statements. 3 steps for rectification. Step 1, check what is the correct entry. Step 2, analyze the wrong entry. And step 3, rectify the error. Let's get straight to it. Before the preparation of trial balance, the following errors were discovered in the books of Mr. Krishna. I'll come down to read the last line of the question. What does it say? Pass necessary journal entries to rectify the above errors. Can we go ahead for rectification? Yes, sir. Let's look at the first one. Minor repairs to the office premises amounting to 3,200 plus CGST, SGST 9% each were debited to building account. I want you to take a minute, try to analyze, and then we give the rectification entry. I'll repeat, minor repairs to the office premises amounting to 3,200 plus CGST, SGST 9% each were debited to building account. So if I look at the answer, for each of these cases, we will see what is the correct entry, what is the wrong entry, and then what is your rectification entry. Okay. Everyone, let's get straight to it. Stop talking. Let's look at point number 1. Point number 1, what is your correct entry? There were certain minor repairs. Your correct entry will be repairs account debit, input CGST account debit, input SGST account debit to cash. The wrong entry that they have taken is building account debit to cash. So how will I rectify the entry? Repairs account debit, input CGST, input SGST to building. How many of you got this entry right? Repairs account debit value 3,200. Input GS3 3,200 into 9%. 288. SGST also 288. And then what is going to be your building? Building will be the total of 3376. 3776. Okay, I hope you got these entries right. I'm giving the amount only for the rectification part. Let's come down to the next one. Point number 2. Point number 2. An amount of 8,500 due from Mohit Verma, which had been written off as bad debt in the previous year, was recovered during the current year and was wrongly credited to Mohit Verma's personal account. They're talking about bad debt recovered. Correct entry: cash account debit to bad debt recovered account. Okay, cash account debit to bad debt recovered account is your correct entry. What is the wrong entry that they have taken? They have taken a wrong entry as has been debited to Mohit Verma's personal account. Has been credited. So we have cash account debit to Mohit Verma account. Based on this, what would be your rectification entry? Your rectification entry is Mohit Verma account debit to bad debt recovered account. Mohit Verma to bad debt recovered kitna? Mohit Verma to bad debt recovered is directly 8,500. Not very complicated, quite simple. Okay, let's come down to point number 3. Office furniture purchase 35,000 plus CGST SGST 9% was entered in the purchase day book. What is your correct entry for office furniture purchased? Furniture account debit, input CGST account debit, input SGST account debit to cash account. And what have they said over there? Was entered in the purchase day book. So what they would have recorded? They would have recorded as purchase account debit to cash account. And then based on this, what is your rectification entry? Furniture account debit, input CGST account debit, input IGST account debit to purchases account. What will be the value? Furniture value is 35,000. Your CGST is 9%. 3,150, and your total value for purchases is 41,300. Getting this right, everyone? Can we go to the fourth one? Come down to transaction number 4. Transaction number 4. Goods purchased on credit from Rakesh Enterprises amounting to 24,000 plus IGST remained unrecorded so far. I'm not recording the analysis over here. Why? I will say correct entry is equal to rectification entry. Correct entry equal to rectification entry. Why? Because wrong entry is no entry. So what is your correct entry then in this case? Purchase account debit Input IGST account debit to which party? To Rakesh something. Okay. Purchase goods from Rakesh Enterprises. What is the value of the goods? 24,000. What is your GST component? Your GST component is 12%, 2,880. Total amount 26,880. Point number 4, quite simple. Point number 5, stop me if you have a doubt, stop me if you want an explanation. School fees of the proprietor's daughter amounting to 28,000 debited to legal charges account. Very simple again. School fees of the daughter is drawings account debit to cash account, debited to legal charges account. Legal charges account debit to cash. Rectification entry. Drawings account debit to legal charges account. Value 28,000 on both sides. Let's come down to point number 6. Point number 6, we have a check received from Ankit Sharma, 12,600 was credited to the account of Amit Sharma. Nice. Check received from Ankit. Bank account debit to Ankit Sharma account. Was credited to the account of Amit Sharma. Bank account debit to Amit Sharma account. So tell me what will be your rectification entry. Amit Sharma account debit to Ankit Sharma account. Value of the check is 12,600 on both sides. As of now, is there any effect of that word before trial balance? No. Before trial balance, the only point to be kept in mind is there is no suspense account. There will be only one-sided rectification. And what if it is after trial balance? So sorry, after financial statements, your nominal accounts will be rectified through P&L adjustment account. That's the only point to be kept in mind. As of now, there was no any entry affecting your suspense. Point number 7. Please read point number 7. Goods costing 15,000 sold to a customer were returned by him. Transaction is talking about sales return. The goods were received back into the inventory, but no entry was passed in the books of accounts. CGST, SGST, 9% each was charged on the original cost. Can I again say correct entry is equal to rectification entry? What is the entry for sales returns? Sales return account debit. I need to reverse the output GST also. Output CGST account debit. Output SGST account debit to who is the person? Debtor account. To debtor or customer account. To debtor account, what is the value? Original value of the goods is 15,000. GST is 9%. 1350. Total value for debtor is 17,700. Quite simple again, nothing complicated. Let's come down to point number 8. Wages of 5,000 paid to workers engaged in manufacturing office furniture was debited to wages account. Very simple. Correct entry. Furniture account debit to cash. And what is the wrong entry that they have recorded? They have recorded wages account debit to cash. What will be your rectification entry? Furniture account debit to wages account 5,000. 5,000. Okay, let's come down to point number 9. What is point number 9 saying? Salary paid to the office manager 10,800 was debited to personal account 18,000, not 10,800. So this is point number 9. Salary paid entry, salary account debit to cash was debited to the personal account of the manager. So here office manager account debit to cash. Rectification, salary account debit to office manager account. Value 18,000 for both sides. Let's come down to point number 10. I think the last entry, cash paid to creditor Naveen Kumar 9,800 was correctly entered in the cash book, but was omitted from personal account of personal, but was omitted from his personal account. Cash paid to creditor Naveen account debit to cash. And what is the wrong entry? The wrong entry is just saying to cash. They've not done anything on the debit side. Automatically here, what will you get? Suspense account would have automatically come there when you prepared your trial balance. And what would be the rectification entry in this case? Naveen account debit to suspense account value 9,800. 9,800. How many of you got this right? Now, let me go back to the question and see what was the question saying in the first line. In the first line, I marked over there, before preparation of trial balance. So over here, the 10th entry should not be Naveen to suspense. Instead of Naveen to suspense, what should I record? I should just say debit Naveen by rupees 9,800. There is no existence of suspense account before the preparation of trial balance. So I will only debit Naveen account. If I come down to see ICAI answer, all the answers is similar to what we recorded. All the answers are similar to what we discussed, except point number 10. Gube ICAI, they gave Naveen to suspense. This is a wrong answer. It should not be Naveen to suspense. It should be debit Naveen's account. Or if it is Naveen to suspense, then the question should have changed. It should have been after preparation of trial balance. Yes or no, sir? Okay, so all the answers that we saw, majority of you got it right. How many of you got all 10 correct? Good. Let's come down to question number 5. The bank passbook of account number 5678 of Miss Geeta showed an overdraft balance of 33,575 on 31st March. On going through the passbook, the accountant found the following. Your starting point is given as per passbook. What is the balance of passbook? Overdraft of 33,575. There is negative 33,575 in your passbook. Let's see the following. A check of 1,080 was credited in the passbook on 28th March. Being dishonored is debited again, but the debited again in the passbook was on 1st April. There was no entry in the cash book about the dishonor of the check until 15th April. On what date are we preparing the BRS? On 31st March. On 31st March, we have a check deposited, cash book has gone up. Credited in the passbook has gone up. Then there is no other effect. All the other transactions which are marked in green are on April month. So as of 31st March, cash book, passbook matching, what will come in your BRS? No effect, no add, no deduct. How many of you got this correct? Good. Point B, bankers had credited her account for 2,800 for interest collected by them on her behalf, but the same is not entered in the cash book. Transaction is in passbook. Passbook has gone up. Starting point passbook, you will deduct. How much will I deduct? 2,800 deduct. I want you to type on the calculator as we are doing. Give me the final answer in the end. Out of 20,500 paid in by Geeta, deposited by Geeta in cash and by check on 31st March, checks amounting to 7,500 were collected on 7th April. What is this? Check deposited, not cleared. How much is not cleared? 7,500. Check deposited, not cleared. Cash book goes up. Passbook starting point, add. How much will I add? 7,500 add. Stop me if you have a doubt. Point number 4. Out of checks amounting to 7,800 drawn by her on 27th March, a check of 2,500 was encashed on 3rd April. What is this? Check issued, not presented. What is the total check issued? 7,800. How much is encashed in April? 2,500. Check issued, not presented. Cash book has gone down. Passbook starting point, deduct. How much will you deduct? 2,500 deduct. Stop me if you have a doubt. Point number 5. Bankers seem to have given a wrong credit of 500 paid in by her in account number 8765 and a wrong debit in respect of a check of 300 against her account 8765. Pink color transactions marked is for which account? 8765. Banker did the transaction by mistake in which account? 5678. There is a wrong debit, there is a wrong credit. What am I supposed to do? Wrong credit of 500. Passbook has gone up. Deduct. Deduct 500. Wrong debit of 300. Passbook has gone down. Passbook starting point, add. Add 300. Point number 6. A check of 1000 entered in the cash book but omitted to be banked. Check entered in the cash book, not banked. Cash book has gone up. Passbook starting point, add. How much will you add? 1000. Next one relating to bills of exchange. A bill receivable for 5200 previously dishonored. Again, printing mistake. Previously discounted. The discounting charges is 200 with the bank had been dishonored. Bill discounted, dishonored. But the advice was received on 1st April. Bill discounted. Who should pay money to whom? The drawer will pay money to banker. In the books of drawer, passbook or cash book? Drawer did not know. He got to know on 1st April. So his passbook has gone down. Passbook starting point you will add. How much will you add? Total value of 5200. Total value 5200 has been added. How many of you got all these elements right till here? Good. Let's continue with the next point. Point number 8. 7 point you want me to repeat? Yes, sir. Bill receivable discounted, dishonored. You were supposed to pay money to the banker. Geeta was supposed to, no, not Geeta. Geeta's customer was supposed to pay money to the banker. That customer dishonored the bill. Geeta should pay money to the banker. Banker has taken money directly from Geeta's account. Geeta's passbook has gone down. Geeta did not know about this transaction. Cash book not recorded. Artha aito? So passbook starting point, add. A bill of 10,000 was retired, paid by the bank under a rebate of 175, but the full amount was credited in the bank column of the cash book. Are we talking about a receipt or a payment? A bill of exchange was retired, paid by the bank. They are making a payment. What is the value of amount paid? Retirement of a bill of exchange, early settlement, you will get a discount. Discount of 175. How much amount I paid? 9,825. Passbook going down, 9,825. The full amount was credited in the cash book. Cash book goes down, 10,000. Passbook is higher, cash book is lower. Which is the starting point? Passbook starting point, how to go to cash book? How much will you deduct? 175. Deduct 175. A check of 2,400 deposited in the bank, omitted to be recorded in cash book, collected by the bank 31st March. I'll give you a minute, try to think. A check of 2,400 deposited in the bank, omitted in the cash book, collected by the bank 31st March. Where is the transaction recorded? Passbook. Collected by the bank, passbook has gone up, not recorded in cash book. Passbook starting point, deduct. Deduct how much? 2,400. Tell me what is the final amount that you got? 27,950. Positive or negative? Negative. What is this negative? Overdraft as per your cash book. Let us see what is ICAI's answer. 20, what we got? 27,950 balance or overdraft as per cash book. Agree, yes or no? Whatever we have done is not matching ICAI's answer. If you observe, whatever I have written here, add, ICAI has deducted. Let's look at the first one. What did we write for 2,800? Deduct. ICAI has written over here, add. 7,500, what did I write? Add. ICAI has written here, deduct. They have done opposite treatment. Why? In the starting, overdraft balance has been taken as positive. Opposite treatment. It's just a difference in presentation. You will get the marks. Artha aito? Make sure that you, whenever you write your answer, if you are taking starting balance as negative, write over there, overdraft. Artha aito? Yes, sir. How many of you got all the answers of BRS right? Good. Let's look at one question of the next chapter. What is the next chapter? Inventory. Very simple question. Let's look at it. Question 6. Stock taking of comfort zone stores for the year ended 31st March 2026 was completed by 7th April 2026. Year ended 31st March. Valuation or verification date 7th April. Before or after? After valuation date. As soon as you see a question which says after valuation date, what should come to your mind? Purchase will be deducted and sales will be added. No, sales will not be added. Cost of sales will be added. Let's continue reading. Only by reading the first line, this what should come to my mind. Question is dealing with valuation of inventory. Physical verification is after the valuation date. After the valuation date, purchase to be deducted, cost of sales to be added. Let's read further. Now, most of the questions which you see in your class or in the ICAI material, the data is given point wise. Here it's not point wise, it's a paragraph. Divide that paragraph into points and tell me what would be the treatment. On which date the valuation of which showed a stock of 5,02,500 at cost. What is 5,02,500? Value as per physical verification. After the end of the accounting year until the date of completion of stock taking, sales for the next year made were 20,625, the profit margin being 33.33% on cost. What should I do with this 20625? First, I should find out the cost of sale. Can you find out cost of sale? 20625 minus 33.33%. No, sir. Why no, sir? 33.33% on cost. So I will apply shortcut 33.33% on cost. 1 by 3 on cost. 1 by 4 on sale. 25% on sale. What is your cost of sale? Your cost of sale is equal to 20,625 minus 25%. Kitna? 15,000. 20625 minus 25%. 15,469. Add or deduct? 15,469 to be added. Next line. Purchases for the next year included in the stock amounted to 27,000 at cost less trade discount 10%. What should I do? 27,000 minus 10%. 24,300 deduct. During this period, goods were added to the stock at the markup price of 900 in respect of sales return. Sales return, I was supposed to deduct from sales, but I did not take it there. Now take it separately. Sales was added. Sales return will be deducted. Can I say here deduct 900? No, sir. Why no? 900 is the cost price or selling price? How to get to know? Markup price of 900. That means it is the selling price of 900. What would be the cost price? 900 minus 25%. That is equal to how much? 675. Add or deduct? Deduct. Got this right? Okay. Alternative treatment, what I can do, sir? Alternative treatment, I could have written my sales is 20,625 minus sales return 900. What is the net sales? 19,725 is your actual sales. Cost of sales is equal to 19,725 minus 25%. That is equal to 14,794. What is this 14,794? This is 15,469 minus 675. Both if you take together, also you get the same answer. Sales minus sales return can be taken together or separate sales return. Sales is added, sales return will be deducted. What if sales was deducted? Sales return will be added. In which case? When the physical verification is happening before the valuation date. Artha aito? Yes, sir. Continue. After the stock taking, it was found that there are certain slow moving items costing 3375 which should be taken as 1575 to ensure disposal to an interested customer. What is 3375? 3375 is the cost of the product. What is 1575? The net realizable value. An interested customer can buy that product at 1575. This item is already there in your accounts. It is there in your accounts at which price? 3375. You should make it 1575. What to do? 3375 minus 1575. How much will you deduct? 1800 will be written off for your slow moving stock. Continue ahead. Due to heavy floods, certain goods costing 4650 were received from the supplier beyond the delivery date of the customer. As a result, the customer refused to take the delivery of the goods. The net realizable value of these goods was 3750. What is the cost price? 4650. What is NRV? 3750. How much should I deduct? 900. What will be the value of stock? You are required to calculate value of stock, closing stock of valued by generally accepted principles. So cost will be inventory will be cost or NRV, whichever is lower. What do you get the final answer? 4,90,294. Let us check what is the answer as per ICAI. 4,90,293. 293 why? 1 rupee rounding of error at that cost of sales. Here they have taken 468. We took it as 469. No problem. Artha aito? Easy question. Everyone should be able to solve. Anything complicated till here? No, sir. Let's come down to the next chapter. Depreciation and amortization. Easy chapter. Do not worry. Let's look at the question. Identifying, as we are reading the question, identify the relevant points which will be important for us. A firm purchased a second-hand machinery on 1st April for 3 lakh, subsequent to which 4 lakh, for 30 lakh, subsequent to which 4 lakh was spent on its repairs and installation. What is M1 cost? 34 lakh. On 1st October 2023, another machine was purchased for 18 lakh. Cost of installing the machine in a new plant is 40,000. What is M2 cost? 18 lakh 40,000. 18.4 lakh. The firm also shifted the machinery purchased on 1st April 23 to the new plant, incurred freight of 10,000. Freight of 10,000. Add, deduct, ignore. Ignore. Why ignore? Sir, freight is transportation charges. It is necessary for location. Add to the asset. No, this is not location condition for use. It is after the asset has been put to use. If you see, the asset was put to use when? A firm purchased second-hand machinery. The firm also shifted the machinery. Yeah, this is on 1st October. So on 1st October, we are shifting the machinery. It is after the asset was put to use. Asset was put to use on 1st April. The asset which was purchased on 1st April is shifted. Shifted on which day? On 1st October. Where it was shifted? Wherever the new plant is. M1 was there in place A. M2 was there in place B. What they did? When they purchased M2, M1 also was taken to this M2 place. M1 shifting places to M2. This freight charges will not be added to the cost of the asset. Continue. They adopted a policy of charging depreciation at 12% per annum on diminishing balance method. Which method they are following? WDV method, 12%. On 1st April 25, it was decided to change the method and the rate of depreciation to straight line basis. On this day, the remaining useful life of the asset was assessed to be 5 years for both of the assets purchased with no scrap value. Remaining life, 5 years, scrap value, 0. On 1st October 25, the first machine became outdated, sold for 5 lakh. On the same day, another machine was purchased for 17 lakh. Estimated useful life of this machine is 10 years, residual value 60,000. Pink paragraph. M1 selling price 5 lakh. M3 cost price 17 lakh. M3 life 10 years, M3 scrap value 60,000. You are required to prepare machinery account for the year ended 31st March 26. 1 year or all the years? Only for 1 year. But what will I need to prepare this? Working note. I'll start with working note. What is the working note? I'll start by saying calculation of depreciation. Chalo, start preparing working note. I want you all to write along with me. Okay. So I'll start by saying working note number 1. Working note number 1. Calculation of depreciation. Particulars. Then M1, M2, M3. Okay, let's start. What will I first prefer to record? Date of acquisition. Look at the question. Tell me M1 marked in yellow on the board. What is the date of acquisition? 1st April 23. 1st April 2023. 1st April 2023. M2 blue line. 1st October 23. M3 pink line. 1st October 25. Which year are they following? Financial year April to March. You will start with the first year. Let's start with the 23-24. In 23-24, what will I start with? Cost of M1. 34 lakh, I am saying directly. 30 plus 4. Do we have the second machine also? Yes. What is the second machine cost? I had identified on the left side 18.4 lakh. 18 lakh 40,000. Do we have any other purchase or sale? No, sir. Less depreciation. At what rate? At 12%. M1 34 lakh into 12%. M2 18 lakh 40,000 into 12% into 6 by 12. Can you tell me why did I do into 6 by 12 over there? It is purchased in the month of October. Okay. So what is your depreciation of the respective machines? First machine depreciation 4 lakh 8,000. Second machine depreciation 1 lakh 10,400. Below this, what will we get? You get WDV as on which date? 31st March 2024. 34 lakh minus 4 lakh 8,000. 18 lakh minus 1 lakh 10,400. How many of you got the value correct? Good. What will I say below this? I come down to the year 24-25. Directly I'm saying less depreciation. Is there any transaction? No, sir. What will be the depreciation that we have here? Your depreciation is going to be 29 lakh 92,000 into 12%. Kitna? 3 lakh 59,040. And what about the second machine? 1729,600 into 12%, which comes up to how much? 2,07,552. What will you get below this? You get written down value as on 31st March 25. We have come down to 25-26 year under the question. Is it 26-32-960 15-22-048? Yes, sir. Below this, what will I record? I'll start by saying add cost. Cost of what? Cost of M3. What is the cost of M3? Pink line. Cost of M3 is 17 lakh. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Cost of M3 17 lakh. I directly say over there less depreciation at 12%. Think and tell me what would be the respective depreciation. Now, in this year, they have changed the method of depreciation. So, should I do into 12%? No, sir. For M1, 26-32-960 minus 0, the whole divided by 5. Bolo kitna? 5 lakh 26,592. Who got this correct? Wrong answer. Why wrong answer? Multiply this into 6 by 12. Why into 6 by 12? It is sold in the middle of the year. 263, 296. How many of you got this right? Good. Okay. Continue. What about the second machine? Second machine is going to be 1522,048 divided by 5. That's it. There is no scrap value there. So just divide the amount by 5. 3,04,410. And what about the new machine? 17 lakh minus scrap value given, pink color marked, 60,000 divided by life 10 years. What is your depreciation of the new machine? 1,64,000. Wrong answer. Why 1,64,000? Wrong answer. Divide by 2. So again you will say here into 6 by 12. Into 6 by 12, 82,000. Once you get this right, tell me what is the WDV of the respective assets. Is it 23,69,664, 12,17,638, and 16 lakh 18,000? Got this right, everyone? Yes, sir. Below this, bacha log, what will I write down? Working note number 2. What is working note number 2? Profit or loss on sale. Profit or loss on sale, we need 3 elements to compare. What are those 3 elements? What are those 3 elements? Point number A, selling price. Point number B, WDV on the sale date, and then you will get your profit or loss. Selling price marked in pink color. What is the M1 selling price? 5 lakh. What is your WDV on the sale date? 23,69,664. Selling price higher or lower? Lower. What will you have? Loss on sale of machinery. Kitna? Loss on sale of machinery, WDV minus selling price, 18,69,664. If you have got this right, good. What should I prepare below this? Machinery account. Chalo, let us come down to prepare machinery account. They have asked to prepare machinery account for how many years? 1 year. So I'll start by saying machinery account. Everybody, machinery account, how will you start preparing? To balance brought down. Machinery account, I'm starting by saying to balance brought down. This machinery account being prepared is for which year? This machinery account that I'm preparing is for which year? In the question, if I read the last line, prepare machinery account for the year ended 31st March 26. So this is for the year 25-26. In the working note, you can see and tell me opening balance. Your opening balance will be the total of M1 plus M2. 26,32,960 plus 15,22,048. Can you tell me the total opening balance? 41 lakh 55,008. Okay. On the debit side, what do we have? To bank account, purchase of M3. What is the value of M3? 17 lakh. Is there any other transaction? Yes, sir. By depreciation. At the time of sale of asset, 3 points to be kept in mind. What are those 3 points? Point number 1, depreciation up to the date of sale. Point number 2, selling price realized or realizable. Point number 3, profit or loss. By depreciation, as per working note number 1, what is your depreciation of the first machine? Your depreciation of the first machine is equal to 263 296. By bank account selling price, 5 lakh. By loss on sale as per working note number 2, 18 lakh. 18 lakh 69,664. Then again by depreciation as per working note number 1. Which depreciation? Depreciation of the M2 plus depreciation of M3. 3,86,410. What will you get? By balance carried down. 28,35,638. How many of you got all these values right? Good. This question comes in the exam, approximately 10 marks. Nothing very complicated. If your working note is correct, automatically your ledger preparation goes right. In the working note, remember a couple of points. Depreciation will start from the date when the asset is ready to use and will be recorded till the date when the asset is sold or disposed. Calculate respective proportionate depreciation and then your answer will be right. Can we go ahead, everyone? Okay. So if I see ICAI answer on the board, you have a similar machinery account. Of course, in your machinery account, I have missed on the board what? The date column. Also record date column in your answer. Similar answer on the board, 28, 35, 638 is your closing balance. Matching? Yes, sir. Let's come to see the next question. The next question in your RTP, question 8, is talking about bills of exchange. Chapter 6, bills of exchange. We have completed chapter 1, theoretical framework, chapter 2, accounting process, 3, BRS, 4, inventory, 5, depreciation. Let's come down to chapter 6. Mr. Bimal. Mr. Bimal accepted a bill on 30,000. Wait, I'm not reading ahead. I'll read the last line. You're required to pass journal entries in the books of Aman. ICAI is telling question from Bimal point of view, asking journal entries from Aman point of view. Let's read the question and try to analyze from Aman's point of view. Mr. Bimal accepted a bill drawn on him by Aman on 1st August 2025, 3 months. Who draws the bill? Aman. In the books of Aman, bill receivable. First entry, very simple. Bill receivable to Bimal, value 30,000. This was for the amount which Bimal owed to Aman. What is this yellow line trying to say? This was for some previous transaction. Is this an accommodation bill or a trade bill? It's a trade bill. There was a previous transaction which was carried on, and this has been this transaction or this bill of exchange is drawn to adjust the previous balance. On the same date, Aman got the bill discounted with his banker for 29,400. Before I ask you journal entry, I'll remind you, bill of exchange chapter question comes as a paragraph. Please do not read the full paragraph as one transaction. Read the question, divide the paragraph into smaller transactions, record journal entry for each transaction separately. Blue color part. On the same day, Aman got the bill discounted. Bank account debit, discount allowed debit to bill receivable. Bank account 29,400 directly given to you. Value of the bill 30,000. What's your discount? 600 directly given to you. Nothing to be calculated. On the due date is not given. What is the due date? The bill was drawn on 1st August for 3 months. So what is the due date? September, October, November. 1st November plus 3 days. 4th November. On 4th November, Bimal approached Amal for renewal of the bill. Renewal of the bill meaning late settlement. Accounting purpose, 3 points to be kept in mind. Point number 1, cancellation of the old bill. Point number 2, drawing a new bill. Point number 3, whatever condition has been given to be followed. Aman agreed on the condition that 6,000 to be paid immediately along with interest on the remaining amount at 12% per annum for 3 months, and that for the remaining balance, Bimal should accept a new bill for 3 months. Can you tell me, first of all, what would be the transaction for cancellation of the old bill? Cancellation of the old bill will be not reversal entry. Why? Bacha, this bill has been discounted. So you cannot say B to BR. What is the entry for reversal? For reversal, I will say Bimal account debit to bank. Why? On behalf of Bimal, we have paid the money to the banker. I'm going to collect the money from Bimal. Bimal becomes asset. Bank asset goes down. How much money? Original value of the bill, 30,000. Who got this right? Good. That's the first part. Then they are saying 6,000 cash to be paid immediately along with interest on the remaining amount at 12% per annum for 3 months. For the orange line, who is paying money to whom? Bimal is paying money to Amal. What will I record? I will record cash or bank, rather say cash or bank account debit to Bimal, and along with this, I will also say cash account debit to interest. How much is the cash component received? 6,000. How much is the interest component received? On the balance, 24,000 into rate of interest, 12% into time period, 3 months. What is your interest component? Your interest component is equal to 720. Is it 720? Yes, sir. Your interest component is equal to 720. Can I combine both these entries together? Yes. Alternatively, what can I say for this? Cash account debit to Bimal to interest. Cash account debit 6,720 to Bimal 6,000, interest 720. Alternatively, you could give a combined entry. And that for the remaining balance, Bimal should accept a bill for 3 months. What about the remaining amount? A new bill is drawn. Entry below. Bill receivable to Bimal amount is 24,000 for this entry. This is your journal entry for renewal of the bill. First point, cancellation of the old bill. Second point, new bill drawn. Third point, conditions. The condition in this case is that 6,000 should be paid along with interest on the balance. Can I go ahead? Next part of the question. These arrangements were carried out through. Okay. On 31st December, Bimal became insolvent. His estate paid 40%. Bimal became insolvent. What should I first record? Dishonor of this bill. Bimal account debit to bill receivable 24,000. We're able to recover some money. How much we're able to recover? We're able to recover 40%. Cash account debit, bad debt account debit to Bimal. The total amount of Bimal, 24,000. How much is the cash component received? 24,000 into 40%. 9,600. How much is bad debt? 24,000 minus 9,600. That is equal to 14,400. For all those of you who got this right, good. That gives you 10 marks in the exam. Either 5 or 10 depending on the difficulty of the paper. Nothing very complicated. Bills of exchange. This question was very simple. As of now in the RTP, I don't think anything is very complicated. Can we continue ahead? Yes, sir. The next chapter, chapter 7, final accounts of proprietor. Let's read what the question is saying. The following balances as on 31st March 26 are extracted from the books of Priya Nandini, proprietor of Nandini Textiles. I'll read the last line of the question. What does it say? Prepare a trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet on that date. To prepare final accounts of a proprietor, step 1, trading account. Step 2, P&L account. Step 3, balance sheet. No. Step 1, classify the items of the trial balance as to where they appear. Trading account, direct income, direct expense. P&L account, indirect income, indirect expense. Balance sheet, asset, liability, capital. Step 1, classify the items of the trial balance. Post them in the appropriate place in your final account. Step 2, take up each adjustment and give 2 effects. Why 2 effects? Adjustments are those items which are not recorded or wrongly recorded. You need to record dual aspect. You need to rectify, cancel the wrong effect, record the right effect. That's why we have 2 aspects. Important point, one debit effect and one credit effect. Can we go ahead to solve? I will read the element. You tell me where to record and let's see how our final accounts look. Everybody, can we start? Everybody, can we start? Plant and machinery, balance sheet, asset side. Furniture fixture, balance sheet, asset side. Bank overdraft, balance sheet, liability side. Bank bad debts recovered, P&L credit. Salary, P&L debit, salary payable, balance sheet liability. Capital account, balance sheet liability side. Drawing, balance sheet liability side, deduct from capital. Purchases, trading account debit. Opening stock, trading account debit. Wages, trading account debit. Provision for doubtful debts. Provision for doubtful debts, read. There is additional adjustment. So what will I prefer you to prepare? Working note. I would prefer to have working note number 1, PBD account. Working note number 1, provision for bad debt account. In your PBD account, what is the opening balance? 9,600. Let's continue. Provision for discount on debtors. Same as provision for bad debt. Working note number 2, provision for discount account. Opening balance given kitna? 4,125. This is your balance brought down on the credit side. Let's continue. What is the next item? Sundry debtors. This is working note number 1. This is working note number 2. Sundry debtors. Balance sheet asset side. Creditors. Balance sheet liabilities side. Bad debts. Bad debts, P&L account debit or PBD account debit. Anyone can be taken. Bad debts can be separately taken to P&L account or can be taken to PBD account. Interest paid on loan, P&L account debit side. Prepaid rent is in the trial balance. Balance sheet asset side, rent, P&L debit, carriage inward. Trading account debit, carriage outward. P&L account debit. Sales, trading account credit. Advertisement expense, P&L account debit. Printing stationery, P&L account debit. Cash in hand, balance sheet asset side, cash at bank. Balance sheet asset side, office expense, P&L account debit side. Any element of the trial balance was not confusing. I hope it's quite clear. Do not get confused on outstanding prepaid items. 2 items we had. One was prepaid rent and the other was salaries payable. Salaries payable, outstanding liability, prepaid rent, asset. Adjustments, you will tell me what are the 2 effects, everyone. Closing stock on 31st March, 3,75,000. What am I supposed to do? 3,75,000 trading account credit side, balance sheet asset side. Create a provision for doubtful debts at 5% on sundry debtors and provision for discount on debtors, 5% on debtors after creating provision for doubtful debts. What is your debtor balance? Debtor balance marked in blue color on the board, 3,60,000. Can you tell me what will you create first? Provision for bad debts. What is your provision for bad debts? Your balance carried down is going to be 3,60,000 into 5%, 18,000. Existing provision 9,600. Required provision 18,000. Will you create or will you reverse? How much provision will you create? I'm going to create a provision of 8,400. 8,400 PBD account credit side, P&L account debit side. And then I have provision for discount 2.5%. So 3,60,000 into 2.5%. No, sir. 3,60,000 minus 18,000 into 2.5%. 8,550. 8550. 8,550 is the required provision. Existing is 4,125. How much will you create? 4,425 will be created. Again, in your PFD account, it's credit. In your PNL account, it will be debited. Based on these 2 items, tell me, in the PNL account, what do I record? In the PNL account, 2 provision for bad debt, 8,400. 2 provision for discount, 4,425. In your balance sheet, what is the treatment of debtors? Your debtor balance will be how much? 3,60,000 minus 18,000 minus 8,550. What is your net debtor balance in your balance sheet? 3,33,450 is the net debtors. I hope adjustment number 2 is quite clear. Step 1, prepare provision account as a working note. Step 2, put the opening closing balances. Step 3, record provision or reverse provision. Step 4, closing balance of provision, deduct from debtors. Comfortable? Next element, depreciation to be provided on plant and machinery 15%, furniture fitting 10%, directly, nothing complicated. It will come in your P&L account, debit side, balance sheet, deduct from asset. Can you calculate for me the values? Plant and machinery 15, furniture fittings 10. Where's plant and machinery? Here. Plant and machinery 15%, 58,650 into 15%. Kitna? 8,798. And plant and machinery is 8798. Furniture fittings 30750 into 10%, 3075. Got this right? Adjustment number 4, manager's commission is payable on 5% on net profit after charging such commission. Can you tell me what is the formula? Commission on NPAC, NPBC. NPAC, commission on NPAC is equal to NPBC into rate divided by 100 plus rate. NPBC, given, not given? Not given. NPAC, given, not given? Bacha, NPBC into rate divided by 100 plus rate can also be called as NPAC into rate. Now here we don't have NPAC also, we don't have NPBC also. What can I calculate? In the P&L account, you can calculate NPBC. In the P&L account, once you record all the elements, whatever is balance before commission is NPBC. Whatever is your profit before commission is NPBC. Artha? So adjustment number 4 will be done in the last. Interest on loan to be provided at 8% per annum. Where will you record? P&L account debit side, balance sheet, liabilities side. What is your loan amount? Interest paid on loan 9,000, they have said. What is the loan balance? What is your loan balance? Your loan is 2,40,000. Where is that loan? Bank overdraft. Check and tell me how much is interest on loan. The interest on loan 8% per annum. There is no any loan given in your trial balance. Cannot be taken on bank overdraft unless they specify. So now what happens is, let me check the given trial balance. In the given trial balance, take all the items. AE will have debit balance. LIC will have credit balance. Check what is the total of debit. All the items you classify, check the total of debit. What do we get? 12,61,425. You check the items on credit, you will get 11,48,925. In your given trial balance, there is a difference. What is the difference? 1,12,500. What is this 1,12,500? This is your amount of loan. How do we get that, sir? I'll mark an element on yellow on the board. Interest paid on loan is 9,000. This interest paid on loan is at the rate of 8%. So that means, can I say loan into dash percent? 8% is equal to 9,000. Loan is equal to 9,000 divided by 8%, 1,12,500. 1,12,500 loan is where? Is already there in the trial balance. So there will be only one effect over here. This will come in your balance sheet on the liabilities side. What about your interest on loan? How much we have recorded in the P&L account? 9,000. Is there any outstanding prepaid here? No. On the basis of the interest, I am backward calculating the loan amount. And I got to know loan amount will have only one effect. It will not have two effects. Why? because loan amount is a part of the trial balance. Only when I record that loan in the trial balance, only then my trial balance will match. So technically, what should have happened? They should have given here loan 1,12,500. Understanding? How do we get to know this? When you check your given items, check the total of debit credit. It is not matching. There is one credit element missing to the extent of 1,12,500. That 1,12,500 is a trial balance item. Only one effect. It will go to balance sheet on the liabilities side. Can we continue ahead? Okay. Let me come down further. Audit fee of 4,500 are outstanding and have not been accounted for. Well, where will I show this audit fee? P&L account debit side, balance sheet liabilities side. Once you record all these items, you will get gross profit. Then you will get NPBC. Then what will you do with that NPBC? Then you will calculate your commission to manager. Commission to manager you get. Where will you take it? Where will you take it? You will take it to your P&L account on the debit side, and you will take it to your balance sheet. Balance sheet where? Balance sheet where? Option number 1, liability side. Option number 2, deduct from cash. Payable. So it will come on your balance sheet on the liability side. Let me look at the answer. Few specific points which are there in your ICAI answer. Few specific points. If I look at this answer, in the trading account there was nothing complicated. Opening stock, purchases, carriage inward, wages, sales, closing stock as it is, you get your GP. Okay. In your P&L account, 1 or 2 points that we calculated. Provision for bad debt as per working note number 1, similar amount we got. Provision for discount on debtors, similar amount we got. Depreciation, similar amount we got. And this is your manager commission. How did I say manager commission? How will you calculate? At this point of time, you take whatever NPBC is there. NPBC, whatever you got, into rate divided by 100 plus rate. I think they have also done a similar approach. Yes. So NPBC is 219,652. 219,652 into 5 by 105. Same point they have also done. Where we got 219,652? In your P&L account, the net profit before commission. Take all the adjustments and then you take your net profit. And if you see, your interest on loan calculation is also similar. 9,000 divided by 8%. If I come down to my balance sheet, you can observe these points marked in yellow on the board. Loan as per working note number 5 is 1,12,500, and there is no other second effect for this. Other point, amount payable to manager is also taken on the liabilities side. Other point, we got debtor value 333,450 also correct. So only one place where you might have got stuck is the loan calculation. Loan calculation was given in the adjustments, but actually it was a part of your trial balance. Meaning to say, one effect, there is no two effects. Got this point? Yes, sir. Let's look at the next question. We have completed final accounts of proprietor. Next question number 10 on the board is final accounts of non-profit organizations. The following receipts and payments account of Masters Club for the year ended is given to you. What have they given you? Receipts and payments account. At the end, you are required to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet. They've given you receipts, payments. They're asking you income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account. What should be the thought process? Accrual basis. You will think about when does the transaction pertain to. Let us start, everyone. I'm glad that you're participating. Let it continue. We'll start by saying two balance brought down. Opening balance of cash bank, subscription, sale of refreshment, entrance fee, interest on investment. Payment side, salary, wages, supply of refreshment, sports equipment, telephone charges, electricity charges, honorarium, balance carried down. What are the special points to be taken care? We have sports equipment purchase. That's about it. Entrance fee, we need to see whether it is capital or revenue. I don't think any other point is special. Can we continue? Yes, sir. Additional information, following are the assets and liabilities on 31st March 25. 31st March 25, opening balances. You have sports equipment, you have subscription in arrear and furniture, outstanding electricity charges, subscription in advance. So can you tell me which points will affect your working note? You have subscription in arrear and subscription in advance. Following are the assets and liabilities as on 31st March 2026. This is your closing balances. You again have sports equipment, subscription in arrear and furniture, and then again outstanding electricity charges, subscription in advance. What will affect our subscription calculation? Subscription in arrear and subscription in advance. 50% of the entrance fee is to be capitalized. I told you we will see what is the treatment of entrance fee. Interest on investment is being received in full. Investments are made on 1st April. That means you can calculate the value of investment in this. Okay. I want you to come down to your receipts and payments account. Tell me what is your treatment. The first item, subscription. How will I calculate? 23,000. Opening outstanding, closing outstanding, opening prepaid, closing prepaid. Look at the additional information, yellow paragraph. Opening outstanding 7600, opening prepaid 6250. Opening outstanding is 7600, opening prepaid 6250. Okay, and then closing items are arrear 5200 and advance is how much? 4850. Can you tell me what is the subscription income? Your subscription income is equal to, this is not 2,30,000, it is 23,000. 23,000 is your opening data. So think and tell me what will be the closing. Once again, 23,000. Once again, I can say here 23,000 minus 7,600 plus 6,250 plus 5,200 minus 4,850. What do you get? 22,000. Where will I take 22,000? Income and expenditure account, credit side. Let us check over here. Subscription 22,000. Can we go ahead? Okay. Come down on the receipt side one by one. Sale of refreshment. Can I directly take? Yes, sir. What is your amount from investment? We have received 22,000. I can directly take, and I also have supply of refreshment 18,250. What will I prefer to do? Net amount 22,000 minus 18,250. 3,750 profit or loss? Profit. In your income and expenditure account, we have on the credit side 3,750 refreshments. Next item, entrance fee. What will you do for entrance fee? 26,000 into 50%. 13,000 to be capitalized. Interest on investment 4,550. What should I do? As it is 4,550. Any doubt till here? No, sir. Come down to the payment side. Salary, wages. Is there any outstanding amount? No, sir. 12,250. As it is 12,250. Below that, supply of refreshment already taken. Sports equipment, capital item. Telephone charges. Telephone charges, how much will I take? 2,800. So I come down to my income and expenditure account. Telephone charges 2,800. Electricity charges 15,600. Is there any adjustment? Yes, sir. 15,600 is the amount paid. Opening outstanding 5,400. Closing outstanding 3,800 minus 5,400 plus 3,800. Kitna? 14,000. 14,000. I come to income and expenditure account. In electricity charges 14,000. Getting it right? I'm calculating the amount and putting it in your respective place. Come down to the next item. After electricity, honorarium 6,500. Any adjustment? No, sir. As it is, honorarium 6,500. What are the items that I have not taken? What are the items that I have not taken? Your sports entrance fee, I took 50%. Sports equipment. So I will go ahead to prepare sports equipment account as a working note. Sports equipment, they have given you opening balance in the first paragraph. Can you all check and tell me what is the opening balance in the first paragraph? 32,000. Closing balance, marking in neon on the board, 32,000 opening, 50,500 closing. 32,000, 50,500. Purchase of equipment in your receipts and payments account on the debit side, 2,000. No, purchase of sports equipment is 27,500. Is there any other transaction? No, sir. Take a total. Tell me balancing figure. 59,500 is the total. 9,000 is your balancing figure. What is 9,000? It is some transaction which reduces the value of the asset. That is your depreciation. Where will it go? Income and expenditure account, P&L account on the debit side. Debit side you have 10,300. How? Is there any other asset? Is there any other asset? Furniture is also there. So I'll also prepare furniture account. I also prepare furniture account. Again, marking in pink color on the board. You have opening balance of furniture 12,480, closing balance 11,180. 12,480, 11,180. What is the difference? What is this 1,300? Depreciation. So your total depreciation is 9,000 plus 1,300, which is equal to 10,300. Is that the same thing that was given there? Yes, sir. 10,300 given in your income and expenditure account. In your income and expenditure account, any other doubt? No. So in this case, you are seeing that there is a deficit of 2,550. Then they've also asked us to prepare balance sheet. Can you first tell me what are the elements that I will prepare? Opening balance sheet. In your opening balance sheet, what is the pieces of information that we have? I'll start with this yellow paragraph. I'll record here opening balance sheet. I'll start with the yellow paragraph. Assets. Sports equipment 32,000. Subscription in arrear 7,600. Furniture 12,480. On the liability side, outstanding electricity 5,400. Prepaid subscription 6,250. Is there any other item? Yes, sir. Come down to your receipts and payments account. What can we see over here? In your receipts and payments account, I can see cash balance 8,450. So I add here cash 8,450. Is there any other item? Yes, sir. I told you point number D, we will back calculate. Read that point number D once again. Interest on investment is being received in full. When did I make this investment? Current year or last year? 1st April 25, last year. How much is your interest on investment? 4,550. 4,550 divided by 7% is equal to investment. Kitna? 65,000 investment on the asset side. Now tell me what is capital as a balancing figure. Capital as a balancing figure 1,13,880. If I come down to ICAI solution, you also have your working note number 1. Capital is 1,13,880. Now what will I prepare? Closing balance sheet. In your closing balance sheet, the same items will come. You have sports equipment, closing balance given to us, furniture closing balance given to us, investment as it is, subscription and arrears given, cash given. Entrance fee 50%, 26,000 into 0.5. This 13,000 I would prefer to add to capital. Technically entrance fee is to be capitalized, it will be added to capital. Outstanding electricity subscription in advance given to you in the question. Any doubt till here? No, sir. This is one of the easiest questions of NPO that I have seen. If it comes in the exam, it comes for 10 marks. You should be able to crack this question. Let's come down to the next point of discussion. What is the next question that we have? The next chapter is accounting from incomplete records. We completed final accounts of proprietor, we completed final accounts of non-profit organizations. Let's come down to final accounts from incomplete records. The following is the balance sheet of Manish and Suresh. Manish and Suresh. This is a partnership firm on 1st April 2025. On the asset side, we have building, machinery, stock, debtors, bank. On the liabilities side, capital of Manish, Suresh, creditors for goods, creditors for expenses, outstanding expenses. They give you the following additional information. They've given us a lot of points, and then what they're asking us. You are required to prepare trading account, profit and loss account for the year ended. Can you tell me how will you start preparing this question? You'll start with your trading account, you'll start with your profit and loss account. Then what should you prepare? Working notes. Let's read the question to see what working notes will I prepare. Whatever data they have given in this balance sheet is what? Whatever data they have given here is your opening balance. Okay. Let's start. Sales and purchases for the year ended 31st March 25 was respectively given. They've given you sales and purchase. Do you think you need debtor account, creditor account? May not be. But then you need to note that this sales and purchase what is given is for which year? Year ended 31st March 2025. This is for your previous year. Previous year purchase, previous year sales given. Concentrate, new type of question. Stock level is maintained uniformly in value throughout all the year. What is this? This data is saying opening stock is equal to closing stock. How much is opening stock? If I go back to the previous case, I can see my opening stock is 40. That same 40 will be my closing stock also. Depreciation is to be charged on machinery. Depreciation is to be charged on machinery 10%. Depreciation on building 5% in the current year. You have the balance given to you. Building opening balance 1 lakh, closing balance minus 5%, closing balance 95,000. Machinery 65,000 minus 10%, 58,500. And where will I put the depreciation? In the P&L account. Building depreciation 5,000, machinery depreciation 6,500. I'm calculating P&L account effect also, balance sheet effect also. Sales in the current year will increase by 43.75% in volume. What is your last year sales? Your last year sales is given as 3 lakh. What is the current year sales? What is your current year sales? Your current year sales can be calculated as 3 lakh. Current year sales is equal to 3 lakh plus 43.75%, which is equal to how much? 4,31,250. Current year sales calculated. Okay. Rate of gross profit remains the same. We do not know how much is the gross profit. We need to calculate. From where will you calculate? Previous year. Previous year profit not given. Previous year profit you can calculate. How you can calculate? Listen carefully. If you have got the answer, good. But if you have not, let us see. They have given you sales. This is all the previous year data. What is your sales of the previous year? 3 lakh. They have not given you profit, but they have given you COGS. How to calculate COGS? Opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. Opening stock 40,000 purchases. Purchase of the last year. Point number 1. 2,40,000 minus 40,000. COGS is equal to 2,40,000. Profit is equal to 3 lakh minus 2,40,000. 60,000. What is your profit? Profit percentage on sale. 60,000 divided by 3 lakh, which is equal to 20% on sale. Your profit percentage is 20% by looking at the last year data. Got this right? Okay. Let's continue ahead. What the next paragraph is saying. Business expenses are 50,000 for the year. All expenses are paid off in cash. Where will you take it? In your P&L account debit side, and you'll deduct from your opening cash. All sales and purchase are on credit basis. There are no cash purchase or cash sale. Okay, very simple. You're required to prepare the account. So what was this question majorly dealing with? They are giving you last year sale purchase. You need to find out current year sale purchase. We found out current year sale. How much is current year purchase? You know that the profit is 20%. So for current year sale is equal to 3 lakh plus 43.75%, which you got as how much? 4,31,250. Current year profit is equal to 431,250 minus 20, sorry, into 20%, which is equal to 86,250. Current year cost of goods sold 431,250 minus 86,250, 3,45,000. COGS is equal to opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. 3,45,000 is equal to 40,000 plus purchase minus 40,000 implies purchase is equal to 3,45,000. How many of you got this? Okay. If I come down to see the answer given by ICAI, we have sales 431,250 you gave me, purchases 345 you gave me, 86,250 GP you gave me. Trading account correct. In your P&L account, business expense was given to you, depreciation you calculated, your net profit also correct. Any doubt till here? No sir. If I go back to question, they have told me to prepare. They have told me only to prepare trading account and profit and loss account. They have not asked for balance sheet. That's it. How many of you got 5 marks? There's a question of 5 marks. They have not asked balance sheet. 6 marks maybe. Like I said, our major calculation was last year data of purchase sale given. You need to find out last year profit percentage. Apply that to find out current year data. Artha aitu? That goes to say this question was something new that I have not seen in the past, and that goes to say that the concept remains the same, but the pattern of questioning changes, the language of questioning changes. Apply the knowledge that you have. There is nothing complicated here, but it needs presence of mind, it needs a little practice, it needs your speed. That is going to come only when you practice a lot. Once you do that, you will be able to crack these questions. Can we go ahead to the next one? Chapter 9 done. Chapter 10 partnership. Chapter 10 partnership. Chapter 11 company accounts. Let's come down to see what the questions are saying. The next question is very, 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 very simple. You should not take more than a minute to calculate. Valuation of goodwill. It should not take more than 1 minute to calculate. I'll read the last line. You are required to calculate value of goodwill on the basis of 5 years purchase of super profit. For this purpose, calculate super profit using average capital employed. Let's read. Arav Mehta, Rohan Khanna, Vikram Sharma. Such big names. I'll call them as ARV. ARV are in partnership sharing profits and losses in the ratio 2:3. The balance sheet of the partnership firm is given below. Asset side, fixed asset, inventory, trade receivables, bank. Liability side, capital of ARV, trade payable. Any doubt? No sir. Super profit method. We need total capital. What is the total capital of all the partners? Your total capital of all partners 255 plus 945 plus 675. What is your total capital? 18,75,000. The partnership earned a profit of 6 lakh in the year. What is 6 lakh? Actual profit, and the partners withdrew 4,50,000 during the year. Normal rate of return is 30%. Everybody on the board. How do I calculate goodwill under super profit method? Normal profit is equal to 18,75,000 into 30%. Quick. 5,62,500. Super profit is equal to 5,62,500 minus actual profit 4,50,000 equals 1,12,500. Goodwill is equal to 1,12,500 into 5. 6 lakh, 5 lakh, 62,500. This answer is wrong. Why? Last line of the question, we saw a similar question in the material also. Calculate super profit. Calculate goodwill under super profit method using average capital employed. So which number here went wrong? The first number. I cannot use closing capital. I have to use average capital. We saw one formula. Average capital is equal to closing capital plus 50% drawings minus 50% profit. Derivation of this formula is there in the classwork. The classwork question, Vasudev Sundar Agarwal question. You can go and check on it on the recording. So if you see, average capital employed is equal to 18,75,000 plus, what is the drawings? 4,50,000 into 50%, 2,25,000 plus profit. What is the profit? 6 lakh. 6 lakh into 50%, 3 lakh. What is your average capital employed? Average capital employed is equal to 18 lakh. Now what will I calculate? Now I can say normal profit is equal to 18 lakh into NROR 30%. 18 lakh into 30%, 5 lakh 40,000. Super profit is equal to 6 lakh minus 5, 6 lakh. Profit is 6 lakh. Yeah, 6 lakh minus 5 lakh 40,000, 60,000. Goodwill is equal to 60,000 into 5, 3 lakh. So if I go to see ICAI answer, your ICAI answer goodwill is also 3 lakh. Only point to be noted, you have to take average capital employed, which is equal to closing capital, add half with half drawings, less half profit. Able to follow? Same as the question that we have discussed in the class as well. Admission of a partner, very easy question. Let's see what the question is asking. I read the last line of the question first. You are required to prepare revaluation account, partners capital account, balance sheet of the new partnership firm on the admission of Z. Question is dealing with admission of a new partner. Let's read ahead. In the balance sheet, X and Y are partners in a firm with a profit sharing ratio 3:2. Balance sheet of X and Y is as follows. Asset side, building, furniture, stock in trade, debtors, less provision, investment, cash. On the liabilities side, sundry creditors, bills payable, bank overdraft, and capital account of X and Y. Any doubt in balance sheet? There's no reserves, there's no goodwill, uh, nothing. Very simple balance sheet given. Okay. Z is admitted on 1/4 on the following terms. He's admitted for 1/6 share, introduces a capital of 87,500, NPSR 321. Point number 1, 3 pieces. What is it? Share of Z, capital of Z, new ratio. Any doubt in the adjustment? No, sir. Nice one. Next point. Z is unable to bring in cash for his share of goodwill. The partners decided to calculate the goodwill on the basis of Z's share in profit and the capital contribution made by him to the firm. Point B. Goodwill valuation. Which method? Hidden goodwill method. Hidden goodwill is equal to dash. Capital contribution of the new partner 87,500 into reciprocal of the share 6/1. This is what? This is not hidden goodwill. 87,500 into 6/1. 87,500 into 6/1. Mathematically, how much? 5,25,000 is expected capital. Actual capital kitna? Actual capital 2,80,000 of X and Y plus 87,500 of Z. 3,67,500. 367 minus 525. Goodwill. Goodwill is equal to 1,57,500. I come down to see question number 13, working note number 1. Calculation of goodwill. You have goodwill 157,500. How we got that? 5,25,000 minus 367,500. If you see, whatever we are calculating is also there in the ICAI material as the working note. So write every step. Expected capital 525, actual capital 367,500, goodwill of the firm 157,500. Then what will you calculate? gain or sacrifice ratio. So you can see for each partner, new share, old share, gain or sacrifice. I did not calculate difference. We had a separate column for gain, separate column for sacrifice. Old ratio given in the question 3:2, new ratio also given in the question 3:1. Calculate gain or sacrifice. Who is gaining? Who is gaining? Z. Who is sacrificing? XY. Journal entry for goodwill. Z's capital account debit to X to Y. How much? Goodwill of the firm is 157,500 into 1 by 6. 26,250 will be the debit. This will go between X and Y. In which ratio? Your sacrifice ratio, which is here 3:2. So that is 15,750 for X and 10,500 for Y. That's your goodwill adjustment entry. Goodwill valuation, hidden goodwill method, goodwill treatment, gaining partner to sacrificing partner. Let's come back. The next point, you will tell me the treatment. Furniture to be written down by 3045. Revaluation account, debit side 3045. Stock to be depreciated 5%. Stock given 74,900. 74,900 into 5%. 3745 depreciation. Building appreciated to 1,02,200. 1,02,200 minus 91,000. 11,200. Investment increases by 1575. 1575 credit side. Creditors include 4,900 not to be paid. Creditor going down. Which side? Credit side 4,900. Provision for debtors to be maintained at 5%. 122,500 or 121,800? 122,500 into 5%. What did you get? Whatever value you got, minus 700 already existing. 5,425 new provision to be created. Okay, next line. A printer purchased for 3,500 on credit was entered in furniture account by mistake. Printer purchased, entered in furniture account. Printer add, furniture deduct. Correct? It is now to be treated as office equipment. Okay, so office equipment add, furniture deduct. And the liability to the supplier is outstanding. Liability to supplier outstanding, revaluation account, I can take it here 3,500. Creditor going up. Now tell me profit or loss on revaluation. Profit 1960. Check and tell me. Hey, go by class. One more point is there. Outstanding wages to be provided 5460. So I need to provide outstanding wages 5460. Where will it come? Revaluation account. Once again, what were those numbers? 3045, 3745, 5425 and 3,500. On the credit side, I was having here 4,900. Anything else was there? 1575 for the investment. Okay, now you got here one more value for this yellow color item which I had not taken. Outstanding wages to be provided 5460. Now tell me profit or loss. 3,500 loss to be taken between both the partners. In which ratio? 3:2. 2,100 and 1,400. Artha aitu? That's your revaluation account on the board again. Same thing, 2,100, 1,400. Can I go ahead? Okay. Come down to partners capital account. In the partners capital account, what do we have? We'll start with the opening balances 154, 126. Then amount brought in by Z 87,500. Then goodwill adjustment gaining partner to sacrificing partner. Then revaluation loss. Any other item? No. Okay. Same thing. If I observe here, we have it. Partners capital account, opening balance, amount brought in, goodwill adjustment, revaluation loss, balance carried down. Come down to the balance sheet. It's quite simple. Capital of XYZ, building revalued, furniture revalued, office equipment revalued, stock and trade revalued, furniture, sorry, debtors, investment, cash. I don't think anything is difficult here. Yeah, same thing. Any doubt on this particular question? No, sir. What was complicated here? Nothing, as it is everything that we have discussed in the class. Goodwill adjustment, revaluation of asset liability. There was nothing else here. One rectification of error was there. For that rectification of error, I just want you to observe. I'll highlight. From your furniture, they have deducted 3,500. Office equipment, they've added 3,500. That's it. Artha. So that was your question of admission of a partner. What else do we have? Dissolution, company accounts. Let's come down to question number 14, dissolution of partnership. Let's read the question. ABC were partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio 4:3:1. Their balance sheet as on 31st March was as follows. In the asset side, you're having building. I continue to see you have machinery, stock, and debtors. On the liabilities side, you have capital of A followed by B's capital, C's capital, creditors, bank loan which is secured, and then A's loan. So what would be the order of repayment? We are first going to repay the secured loan, then you will repay external liability unsecured creditor, then you will repay partner loan, and then you are going to repay the partners. They decided to dissolve the business. Assets were realized gradually, and the net amounts were distributed immediately as follows. You have 5 installments along with the date given: 30th May, 30th July, 30th September, 30th November, 31st December. At each installment, they've given you amount realized. At each installment, you have dissolution expenses. So that means, what will I calculate at each stage? At each stage, I will try to calculate what is the net amount. In the first installment, I received 33,000, but then I paid expenses of 3,000. Net amount remaining 30,000. Second installment, 25,200 minus 2,200, 23,000. 57,000 minus 4,500, 52,500. 68 minus 8, 60,000, and 1,08,000 minus 10, 98,000. That is the net amount available in each installment, which will be used to be repaid, repayment of the liabilities. Show the distribution of cash among the partners using maximum possible loss method. They have specifically given we need to use maximum loss method. You'll start by drawing a table. What is the table that we draw? Statement showing distribution of cash, particulars. Then you will see the liabilities. Amount available, bank loan, creditors, A's loan, A's capital, B's capital, C's capital. If you look at the answer, a similar table is drawn. They have particulars and amount available together. Then you have your bank loan, creditors, A's loan, A's capital, B's capital, C's capital. We start by saying balance is due, which is the amount given in the balance sheet. In the balance sheet, let us quickly see what are the amounts. You will start with 13,500, 39, 15 and the respective capitals. 13,500, 39, 15 and the respective capitals. Please give me a total of the capitals. I prefer to have a total capital column under maximum loss method. Why? Because to calculate your maximum loss, you need total capital minus amount available. So can you tell me what is the total capital? 2,25,000. Let's look at the first installment. In the first installment, how much is the amount realized? 30,000. Do we have any cash bank available in our balance sheet? No, sir. It's just building machinery, stock and debtors. So in the first installment, 30,000 will be used. 30,000 will be used to repay whom? 30,000 will be directly used to repay bank loan. How much is still remaining? 16,500 is still remaining, which I will use to pay whom? I will then use it to pay to the creditors. So let us check what ICAI has done. The net cash realized is 30,000. Out of that, 13,500 is used to pay your bank loan. After that, we will use 16,500 to pay towards the creditors. At this stage, again, you calculate balances due. Balance due to bank loan is 0 and creditors is whatever is the remaining amount. The other amounts come down as it is. In the second installment, how much we realized? 23,000. 23,000 will now be first used to pay whom? Creditors. The balance of creditors was 22,500. I used 22,500. How much is remaining? 500 will be used for A's loan. Balance of A's loan 14,500. Capital as it is 2,25,000. So what was special point in this question? Looking at the question, I felt, I say I might give a little more tricky part, but there was nothing tricky. What was the only point to be noted? The secured loan will be given priority towards your external liabilities. Pay the secured loan first, then pay creditors, then pay partner loan. We still have partner loan due. Can we come to the next installment? In the next installment, we received 52,500. I will pay A's loan to the extent of 14,500. 52,500 minus 14,500. 38,000 is remaining for partners. 38,000 is remaining for partner. Which partner to pay? You need to check which partner has to be repaid. How will I check? Step 1, calculate maximum loss. Maximum loss in this case will be equal to, this is your installment number 3. In the third installment, my dears, your maximum loss will be equal to capital 2,25,000 minus amount available. How much is amount available? 52,500 minus amount of A's loan paid 14,500. If you see here, 14,500 was still due to A's loan. So first you will pay this neon color 14,500 and then you have how much remaining? 38,000 is remaining. 2,25,000 is the total. Maximum loss will be 225 minus 38,000. That's equal to 1,87,000. 1,87,000 is the loss of the firm divided between the partners in the profit sharing ratio. A, B, C का profit sharing ratio 4:3:1. So if I divide this A, B, C 4:3:1. बोलो 93,500. For C it is 23,375 and for A 70,125. These numbers I will compare with what? I will compare with the original capital to check whether it is amount paid or received. If I look at the question we have here, B's capital 45, C's capital 75. This is your loss. Capital of B is 45, capital of C is 75, and capital of A is in the previous page, 1,05,000. So if you see, for which partner do we get a negative amount? For B, you will be getting a negative amount. How much is the negative amount for B? 25,125 is negative. For A and C, it is positive, so not to worry. This particular negative amount will be shared by solvent partners A and C. In which ratio? In their capital ratio. What is the capital ratio? 105:75. What is the capital ratio? Okay, if you do not want to simplify, you can take it as it is. 25,125 into 105 divided by 180. 25,125 into 75 divided by 180. कितना? 14,656 and 10,469. Yes. And once I record that, you will get the amount to be paid. Let us just look at the ICAI material, whether it is similar calculations. Yes, 14,656 and 10,469 is the negative amount of B shared between A and C in the ratio 7:5, which we took as 105:75. Same thing. Then you get Do we get again positive number or negative number now? Again, you are seeing that we are getting a negative number for C. Let's calculate together. I'll come back over here. My dears, we first calculated 1 lakh 5. Yeah, 1 lakh 5 minus loss 93,500, 45 minus loss 7125, 75,000 minus loss. I got one partner having negative. That negative amount was shared between both the partners. Now check what do you get? 11,500 minus 14,656. 3156 negative. For the other partner we got 0, and for C again we got positive amount. This negative amount will go with to which partner? This negative amount will now go to solvent partner C. It goes to solvent partner C. How much will be paid to C? 156 minus 3156. 38,000 what you got in the third installment has been paid only to partner C. What was special again new in this question is we got double negative amount. First time negative amount of B went to A and C. A got negative amount, it went to C, and then positive amount was paid. So slightly, like I said, few new points in these questions which you need to take care. Let's continue now. The fourth installment. In the fourth installment, how much is the amount available? We got 68, we paid 8, amount available 60. At this point of time, check what is the balance due. I have paid 38,000 to the partner. So originally it was 225 minus 38. 1,87,000. Check if this total is 187. Yes, it is 187. Out of 187, how much do I have? 60. 187 minus 60. What will be your maximum loss? 1,27,000. 1,27,000 in the profit sharing ratio 4:3:1. 63,500. For C it is 15,875, and for B it is 47,625. Now if you compare, this is the same number that ICAI also has got. Now what do? We compare the balance due with this loss. If I get negative, again I will share. For A, positive. For B, negative. For C, positive. How much is the negative amount of B? Negative amount of B is 45,000 minus 47,625. 2625. 2625 between A and C in the ratio. So capital ratio was 105:75. 2625 into 105 by 180. 2625 into, what was the simplified form? 7:5. So you can take 5 by 13. So either you take 105:75 or you take 7:5. You'll get the same amount, which is 1532 for A and 1093 for C. 5 by 12, 5 by 13. I'm sorry, I took it as 5 by 13. It is 5 by 7 plus 5, 12. Okay, so it's 5 by 12. Okay, now you check, does any partner again get negative amount? B will become 0, A positive, C positive. What does this positive amount indicate? Amount paid to the partner. So in the installment, we have paid 39968 to A and 20032 to C. You get balance due. Check what is the total balance due. 1,27,000. We have come down to which installment now? The last installment. In the last installment, how much amount we are having? 98,000. I was supposed to pay 1,27,000 minus 98,000. 29,000 is your maximum loss between A, B, C. A is 14,500. C is 3,625. B is 1,0875. 4:3:1. That's the same answer we have got here. Compare this. A positive, B positive, C positive. Directly this will be the amount paid. and whatever is your balance will become amount unpaid, which is nothing but loss. I want you to check one point. This loss, which is finally there, it should be in the ratio of 4 is to 3 is to 1. If you got this right, great. Like I said, a couple of new points to be kept in mind in this question. One was the secured loan part, and the second part was the negative amounts to be distributed to the solvent partners. One time we got negative amount twice. First we distributed B's negative to AC, and then we distributed A's negative to C. Whenever it became positive, you paid the amount. I hope this is clear for dissolution. Okay, so partnership also done. We have the last chapter pending, which is company accounts. Let's come down to see what questions are there in company accounts. Nice question. Let's see how many of you can crack it. Issue forfeiture. DC Limited invited applications for issuing 3,75,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 5 per share. The total amount was payable as 9 per share including premium on application and allotment, and the balance on first and final call. Couple of points to be noted. Can you tell me what is the number of shares issued? Number of shares issued is 3,75,000. What is the face value per share? 10 rupees. What is the issue price per share? 15. The premium is 5. This issue price is divided into application allotment stage 9, first and final call stage balance, that will become 6. Okay, that's the first paragraph. Applications for 15 lakh shares were received. The yellow line tells us that this is a situation of over subscription. In a case of oversubscription, we have two options. Option number 1, reject few applications. Option number 2, pro rata allotment. Applications for 10 lakh equity shares were rejected and the money was directly refunded. How many applications we received? 15 lakh. How many we rejected? 10 lakh. How many are remaining? 5 lakh. But I issued only 3,75,000 shares. Shares were allotted on pro rata basis to the remaining applicants. So can you tell me what is your pro rata ratio? Number of shares applied is equal to 5 lakh. Number of shares allotted will be equal to 3,75,000. So what is your ratio? I'm going to give 375 shares for 500 allotted. You can simplify the same. If you have applied for 500 shares, I will give you 375. Okay, the first and final call was duly made. The shares are fully called up. The amount was duly received except on 7,500 shares applied by Sunil. His shares were forfeited. The forfeited shares were reissued at a discount of 4 per share. Couple of points I want you to concentrate on. The purple color line. Forfeiture of shares is on non-payment of dash. The calls in arrears. Whatever the final call money is there, he is not able to pay, and that's why we are forfeiting the shares. How many shares will I forfeit? 7,500 is the wrong answer because Sunil has applied for 7,000 shares, 7,500 shares. So how many shares would have been allotted? 7,500 into 375 by 500. How many shares have been allotted to this guy? 5,006. No. Yeah, 5,625 shares. That's the first mistake which students generally make. They forfeit 7,500 shares. No, Sunil applied for 7,500 shares. Based on pro rata allotment, he would have got only 5,625 shares. These shares are now forfeited. Now we need to calculate what is the journal entry that we give for forfeiture. My forfeiture entry is going to be share capital account debit, securities premium account debit, to share forfeiture account, to calls in arrears account. Everybody gets the entry right. Where do students mess up? The amount. So in this case, premium, okay, where do students mess up is the amount. Now let's try to understand. Share capital will be debited with which value? Not in this question. I'm asking on a general basis. Share capital is always debited with the called up capital. Why do I specifically say called up capital? Is because sometimes the shares may not be fully called up. Can I forfeit the share before the final call? Yes, if I forfeit the share before the final call, only 9 rupees will be cancelled. So I'm going to forfeit called up capital. Securities premium will be debited with which value? Securities premium will be debited with the premium only if it is unpaid. If the premium is paid, you cannot forfeit the premium. Share forfeiture will be credited with amount paid, and calls in arrears will be the unpaid amount. Okay. Now let us try to see in this question what is the situation. Are the shares fully called up or partly called up? How do we get to know, sir? There is one line given in the question. Where is that line? The line which I have not marked in white color. There is one line in the second paragraph. The first and final call was made. That means final call made means fully called up. So your called up capital will be how much? Your called up capital will be 10 rupees into 5,625 shares. Premium received or not received? Let me see. They have told your premium is received in the application stage. So this Sanjay, Sunil, whoever it is, Sunil has paid the application money. So this will not be forfeited. Yes or no, sir? Okay. Then what do we have for share forfeiture and calls and arrears? In share forfeiture, we will have the amount paid by Sunil. Now, what do majority of the students do? Amount paid by Sunil will be equal to 5625 into application money 9. Wrong. Why wrong? Beta, not that. This is pro rata allotment. So he did not pay money for 5625 shares. He paid money for 7,500 shares. So let us check what is the calls in arrears. I want you to tell me one by one what is the amount received on application and allotment. On application and allotment, I will receive 7,500 applications into 9 rupees. Kitna? 67,500. How much is the amount required on application? I have given only 5,625 shares into 9 rupees. Kitna? 50,625. How much is the excess adjusted? Excess is adjusted to what? Excess is adjusted towards your calls. The difference between these two, which is equal to 16,875. Tell me what is the amount due on calls? Amount due on calls is 5625 into 6 rupees per share. 5625 into 6, 33,750. But out of this 33,750, how much is the arrears? 16,875 is already paid in advance. So kitna arrears? 16,875. 16,875. Okay. So half is paid and half is unpaid. So in my journal entry, what would be the arrears amount? 16,875. What would be the paid amount? The paid amount would be this original amount paid, 67,500. Let me come back here. You tell me if my entry is matching. Paid amount is not this value. Share capital will be how much? 56,250. To share forfeiture कितना बोले? To share forfeiture 67,500. Two calls in arrears 16,875. Why not matching? Which place? Acha, हाँ. In this place, in this 9 rupees, now we have not forfeited the premium. So in this 16,000, in this 67,500, now you need to bifurcate how much is capital, how much is premium. My premium per share was how much? 5. My premium per share was this 5 rupees. Your face value 10, issue price 15. So per share was 5 rupees. Divide this 7,500 into 5, 7,500 into 4. Into 5 is 37,500 and into 4 is 30,000. Which one will you take for forfeiture? You will take this 30,000. Check if entry matching. Here, if I take 30,000, 30,000, check if entry matching. Still not matching. Why not matching? 4 rupee capital, 5 rupee. No, 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 wait. So amount not matching. Why amount not matching, sir? Because in this particular forfeiture amount, there is premium also. So let us first check how much is the premium. I first took it as 7,500 into 5, 7,500 into 4. But my premium is not 7,500 into 5. My premium is how many shares? 5625 shares into 5, which comes up to how much? Which comes up to 28,125. Out of 67,500, 28,125 is premium. What will be your capital? 67,500 minus 28,125. Your capital amount will be 39,375. So if I go back to my journal entry, my share forfeiture will be which amount? The capital amount, which is 39,375. Check if 39,375 plus 16,875 is equal to the debit amount of 56,250. Yes, sir. So this is again a very nice question of ICAI where they did forfeiture of pro rata allotment. But whatever questions I've previously seen of forfeiture with pro rata allotment is premium not received. In this case, it was forfeiture with pro rata allotment, premium received. So that whatever amount you have received, 67,500 in this case, divide between premium and capital. Premium will be only for the number of shares which are allotted. The balance will become capital. समझ में आ गया? Okay. Now there is one more doubt that comes up. Sir, what if the extra amount is there? Extra amount is there in the application stage. Allotment money not paid. Extra money is there in the application stage. Allotment money not paid. I am using my application money towards allotment. Will I use this extra money for premium or will I use this extra money for capital? It's a situation of premium not received, but I have extra money in the application stage. So that extra money will be first used for capital, and then if there is more extra, then use it for premium. So premium is not received in this case then. Okay, so let's see the requirement of question again. So if I come down to the question, it says pass journal entries for the above transactions in the books of DC Limited. What will be the journal entries that you pass? I'll start by saying journal entries in the books of DC Limited. My first entry will be bank to application, 15 lakh applications into 9. Then you transfer application to share capital, to calls in advance, to securities premium, to bank account. There is a lot of items over here. Understand carefully. ICAI has given answer. I don't want you to see the calculations over there. Tell me how much money will you transfer to whom? We have 15 lakh rupees, bachalo. So in my application stage, I've received 15 lakh. So share application allotment account debit 15 lakh. To share capital, kitna? Share capital will be the face value, 5,625 shares into 10. 56,250. Two 15 lakh is the number of applications. Acha, this is not 15 lakh. So this will be equal to kitna? This will be equal to 15 lakh applications into 9 rupees. 15 lakh into 9? 1 crore 35 lakh. उसमें से सिर्फ 56,250 for capital? No. So how many shares are allotted? Number of shares allotted. Okay, we are doing only for that 56259 total. So my total number of shares allotted is 3,75,000. 3,75,000 into 10. This is your share capital stage. Capital stage is 5. And your securities premium is 4. No, sir. Ulta. Securities premium is 4 and capital is 5. 3,75,000 into 5 premium into 4 capital. बोलो कितना? 375 into 4, 15 lakh, and 375 into 5, 18 lakh 75,000. Okay. Then to bank account, how much money will I directly refund to the applicants? I think 10 lakh applicants into 9 rupees was directly refunded. Kitna? 90 lakh, not 9 lakh. Okay. Two, where else? Whatever the balance is there is nothing but calls in advance. Either you can say calls in advance or you can say first and final call. Kitna? Kitna? 11,25,000. Check if it is. How is this 11,25,000? Can you give me a calculation of this? Number of shares, your total application money received is equal to 1 crore 35 lakh. Your total application money required is equal to 3,75,000 into 9. Kitna? My total number of application money received is 15 lakh applications into 9, which is 1 crore 35 lakh. Application money required is 3,75,000 shares into 9. No. Application money received required is into 9. So this is how much? 33 lakh 75,000. How much is rejected? 90 lakhs. So how much is extra? Your extra will be A, B, C. A minus B minus C. Check करो कितना? 11,25,000, which is the same thing that you got here. Apply to check if it is matching. Share capital 15 lakh, securities premium 1875, to bank account 90, and 2 calls 1125. These 2 calls can also be taken as calls in advance. Okay. Next, call money due. Share final call to share capital. Kitna? 5625. No. 3,75,000 shares into 6 rupees. Kitna? 22,50,000. And then how much money will I receive here? Couple of points to be kept in mind. One person is not paying the money. Few people have paid money in advance. Tell me how much is the money that I will receive here. So I will go ahead to calculate it. What is my call money due? Call money due is equal to 3,75,000 shares into 6 rupees. Kitna? 22,50,000. Out of that, how much was the excess money already received? 11,25,000 was already received. How much is now receivable? 11 lakh 25,000 is receivable. Out of that, how much is the arrears? We know the arrears of Mr. Sunil. How much was the arrears of Sunil? The arrears of Sunil was 16,875. So the balance should have been received. Check kitna? 11 lakh 8,125. Let us check. 11, yes, it is the same thing as per ICAI also. 11 lakh 8,125. 11 lakh 8,125 calls in arrears 16,875, and that was your equity share first call money. अर्थ आए तो? Okay. Now here one confusion arises for me, sir. I have debited first and final call with 2250. I credited only 1125. What about balance? You had credited already 1125 in your application stage itself. So this 1125 plus this 1125 is equal to 2250. Don't get confused. Can we continue? Okay. Let's continue ahead. Application money received, application money transferred, call money due, call money received. What's the next entry? Forfeiture. Forfeiture entry we had already got over there. This is your forfeiture entry. Matching with ICAI also. Equity share capital, 2 calls in arrears, 2 forfeiture. This is your amount paid. Then we reissued the share. Reissue what price? There is a discount of 4 rupees. So your reissue price is 6. What will be your journal entry? Your journal entry in this case is going to be bank account debit, share forfeiture account debit to share capital. How many shares we reissued? We reissued all the shares, is it? Yes. So can I say 5625 into 10? Yes. Bank account 5625 into, there is a discount of 4 per share. So your amount received on reissue is 6. And your share forfeiture will be 5625 into 4. Amount bolo? 33,750, 56,250, 22,500. Let us check if it is matching with ICAI. 33,750, 22,500 to share capital 56,250. After the shares are reissued, your balance will be transferred to share forfeiture to capital reserve account. Now, for that you need to do a calculation. But can I apply shortcut here? What shortcut? A minus B can apply? Yes. To apply that shortcut, there is only one condition. What is that? All the shares must be reissued. In this case, all the shares are reissued, so directly you can compare. What was the amount forfeited? 39,375. How much is used for reissue? 22,500. What's the difference? 39,375 minus 22,500. 16,875. 16,875 is your transfer to capital reserve. Wonderful question. A couple of places where we could get stuck is the premium calculation or the share forfeited amount from Sunil. That forfeiture amount included premium. You just had to bifurcate between both. And again, a couple of places where again and again I was making a mistake in this is the issue stage is for 3,75,000 shares and your forfeiture is for 5,625 shares. So you know, in your mind you're stuck with 5,625. Don't do that. You have a bigger basket of shareholders. Forfeiture is only for Mr. Sunil. Good to go? Okay. That's issue forfeiture. Sir, next question also has something new. Yes. Let's see what's new in this question. Bonus issue, redemption of preference shares. Last question of the material apart from theory. The following is the summarized balance sheet of Globus Limited as on particular date. Everybody, on the asset side, you have fixed assets less depreciation. You have investments, current assets, loans and advances, inventory, current assets and loans and advances, inventory, trade receivables, cash and bank balance. Okay. On the liabilities side, you have your authorized share capital, 10,000, 10% redeemable preference shares of 10 rupees each, 90,000 equity shares of 10 rupees each. The issued subscribed paid up capital is 10,000, 10% preference shares of 10 rupees each, 10,000 equity shares of 10 rupees each. I don't think any special point. There's nothing partly paid up. Everything has been fully paid up itself. Okay, fine. In the reserves and surplus, you have general reserve, securities premium, profit and loss account. Quite simple. There's no revaluation reserve or anything. You have current liabilities and provisions. Okay. For the year ended 31st March 2026, the company made a net profit of 35,000 after providing depreciation of 20,000. The following additional information is available regarding the company's operations. Can we go ahead to read? Point number A. The preference dividend for the year ended 31st March 26 was paid. This is a new point now. If I see anywhere in the foundation material, we do not have any journal entry for dividend paid to shareholders. But if given this transaction in the RTP, don't panic. Tell me journal entry for salary paid. Salary to cash, rent paid, rent to cash, preference dividend paid, preference dividend to cash or bank. At the end of the year, where do we transfer salary? P&L account. Where will I transfer dividend? P&L account. It is same like your partners, when you prepare in a partnership P&L appropriation account, distribution of profit, it's the same thing. We have distributed the profit in the name of dividend. My journal entry will be dividend to bank. Artha aito? Okay. Let's continue reading ahead. Except cash and bank balances, other current asset, current liability was the same on 31st March as on 31st March 2025. So closing balance same as opening balance. The company redeemed preference shares at a premium of 10%. The company issued bonus share in the ratio of 1 share for every 2 equity shares held on 31st March. To meet the cash requirements of redemption, the company sold the investments. Investments were sold at 90% of the cost on 31st March. You are required to prepare necessary journal entries to record the redemption and issue of bonus shares. Quite simple. The first entry, like I said, will be what? Preference dividend to bank. Let's come down to look at the entries before I go ahead. Anything complicated? All okay? You want me to explain any part? No, sir. Directly going to the journal entries. The first journal entry, very simple. Dividend to preference shareholder, profit and loss to dividend. Next part. Preference share redeemable at premium, entry bolo. Preference share capital account debit, premium on redemption of shares account debit to preference shareholder, preference shareholder account debit to bank. What is the value? Which value will you take? Authorized capital or issued capital? Issued capital of preference share kitna? 1 lakh. There are 10,000 shares of 10 rupees each. So if this is 1 lakh, what will be premium? 10,000. Our total amount will be 1 lakh 10,000. Same answer. 10% preference share capital, premium on redemption to preference shareholder. Then you have preference shareholder to bank. In between, of course, the premium will be transferred to your profit and loss account. Is that okay? Yes, sir. Read next. The order of the entries are slightly different, but you will follow the same. This premium on redemption has been transferred to P&L account. Okay. Next part. Company had issued bonus shares in the ratio of 1 share for every 2 shares held. Can you tell me number of bonus shares? I go back to the question. How many equity shares do we have? We have 10,000 equity shares. Number of bonus shares will be 10,000 into 1 by 2, 5,000. What will I use for issue of bonus shares? Can I use general reserve? Yes. Can I use securities premium? Yes. Can I use P&L account? Yes. We can also use capital redemption reserve. That's not there in the balance sheet. Okay. So I will issue bonus share, entry bolo, reserves to bonus to shareholder to share capital. You can use all these 3 reserves. So if I see, it's the same entry. Achha, they have created CRR first. Let me go to question. Have they given dates? Have they given dates here? No, everything is on 31st March itself. So you can use any of the amounts. Okay. So what entry I passed is, I passed an entry which said reserves to bonus to shareholder bonus to shareholder to share capital. What will be the amount? 5,000 shares into 10 rupees, 50,000. That is fine. After all this, there is one entry remaining, which is that check what we recorded. We recorded the preference dividend paid, yes sir. Redemption of preference shares, yes sir. Issue of bonus share, yes sir. Investment sold, we are yet to record. What is the journal entry for investment sold? Investment sold at profit or loss? Loss. Entry will be bank account debit, loss on sale account debit to investment. Bank account debit kitna? 90% of the investment. Investments are कितने investments 1 lakh on top. Investments are 1 lakh, so your bank account will be 90,000. 90,000, 10,000, 1 lakh. Again, this 10,000 should be transferred where? PNL account. Again, you will record PNL to loss on sale. After all this, there is still one entry to be recorded. Creation of CRR. Creation of CRR happens when? At the time of redemption of preference shares other than by fresh equity. There are two methods of redemption. One is fresh equity, one is from divisible profits. So whenever it is going through divisible profits, you will create CRR to the extent of face value, nominal value of the shares which are redeemed. What is the nominal value of the shares redeemed? 1 lakh. Out of that, how much is fresh issue? How much is fresh issue? How much is fresh issue? Zero. Bonus share is not fresh issue. You didn't get any money, no. So that means it is fully from divisible profit. So full 1 lakh you will create CRR. Again, entry in the ICAI material is similar. Order is different. Bank PNL to investment, general reserve to CRR. They have used CRR for bonus issue. Either you can use CRR or SPA or general reserve or PNL. Anyone can be used. Artha aita? Let me remind you of the entries here. These two entries are for dividend paid. No doubt. Entry number A, B, C is for preference share redeemed. Entry number D is for sale of investment. And no, not just that. There should be one more entry. They have not recorded one more entry. They should also record PNL to loss on sale of investment. That entry is missing. Then you also have entry number E, creation of CRR, entry number F and G related to bonus issue. Not very complicated, but slightly new compared to the questions that we have generally seen. Done? Any doubts? Looks like you have a doubt in mind. No? Okay. Below that, question number 17. Issue of debentures. On April 5th, Vertex Limited took over assets. अच्छा इसमें भी कुछ नया है. Vertex Limited took over assets of 27 lakh and liabilities of 3,60,000 of Sumit Manufacturing for a purchase consideration of 26,40,000. We do not have this word purchase consideration anywhere in foundation level, but they've given this. I wanted to check logically. But what is the total assets taken over? 27 lakh. What is the total liability taken over? 3,60,000. So technically, how much should I pay to that company when I took over the company? I should pay 23,40,000. But I paid 26,40,000. I have paid some extra money. How much extra money I have paid? 3 lakh extra. Can you tell me what will be the journal entry when I purchase that company? When I purchased the company, my journal entry would have been assets account debit to liabilities to supplier account, or can be taken as capital account. But then in this case, it's not matching. What's your assets? 27 lakh. To liabilities, how much is there? 3,60,000. To the supplier, how much is my liability? How much is my purchase consideration? 26,40,000. On the debit side, there is 3 lakh extra. What is this 3 lakh? This 3 lakh is goodwill. How do you know it's goodwill? You are paying extra money to that person. Why you are paying extra money to that person? Because he has some profit earning capacity which I am taking over. Amount paid for profit earning capacity is called goodwill. But in partnership accounts we saw goodwill cannot be recorded in books. Goodwill internally generated cannot be recorded. Here you are paying money for that goodwill. Can we record goodwill in our accounts? Yes. So here you can say goodwill account debit. Artha aitu? Okay. Let's read further ahead. Vertex Limited. Now Vertex Limited is our company. Vertex Limited discharged the purchase consideration by issue of 8% debentures of 100 each at a premium of 10% on the same date. What are they talking about? Issue of debentures for consideration other than cash. So they're acquiring the company by issue of debentures. What will be my journal entry now for issue of debenture? My normal entry for debenture is bank to debenture application to debenture account. But in this case, what will I record? I don't have bank, so I will directly record supplier account debit to dash percent debenture, 8% debenture account. Bacha, supplier account is how much? 26 lakh 40,000. To debenture account, how much will I record? I need to check. The debentures are being issued at a premium. So in my debenture entry, can I say we have two securities premium? Yes, sir. Now you tell me how much is premium, how much is face value of debenture. What majority of the students do, your premium is 10%, is it? Yes, sir. They will do 26 lakh 40,000 into 10% premium. This is wrong. Why? Beta, this 2640 is your issue price. It is the total value, meaning to say face value plus 10% premium is equal to issue price. Let face value be x. X plus 0.1 x is equal to 26 lakh 40,000. X is equal to 26 lakh 40,000 divided by 1.1. 24 lakh. 24 lakh. So my 8% debenture will be 24 lakh and my securities premium will be 2 lakh 40,000. Now you check, is the premium 10% of the face value? Yes. Instead of doing this green color equation, which most of the students hate, you can apply shortcut. What is shortcut? 110% is 26 lakh 40,000. How much is 10%? Your securities premium is equal to 26 lakh 40,000 into 10 divided by 110. It will give you the same answer, 2 lakh 40,000. Where we have used this? Into rate divided by 100 plus rate. We have used multiple times. Same logic. Nice, no questions we are asking. These type of questions should come in the exam. If these type of questions come, what will happen? Only people who have understood concepts properly will be able to crack these questions. Let's further read. Further, Vertex Limited issued 18,000 8% debentures of 100 each at a discount of 10%, redeemable at a premium of 5% after 5 years. According to the terms of the issue, 30 rupees per debenture was payable on application and balance on allotment. So, Bolo, what would be the entry here? 1 second. It's being issued at a discount and it's redeemable at premium. Give me some points. Face value of the debenture 100. Issue price 90. 10% discount. Redemption price 105. Discount on issue of debenture 10. Loss on redemption of debenture 5. Your total discount is 15. अभी entry बोलो. Bank account debit to debenture application and allotment 18,000 into 30. नहीं, what happened? Correct, correct. Here I'm marking. According to the terms of issue, 30 per debenture was payable on application, balance on allotment. So what will be my entry? My entry will be bank account debit to debenture application. Kitna? 18,000 debentures into 30. 5,40,000. 5,40,000 you calculated, huh? I wrote. Okay. Transfer it to debenture application to 8% debenture. 5,40,000. Then you will have debenture allot debenture allotment to 8% debenture to loss on issue of debenture. At this entry, I will also have yeah. I will also have loss on issue of debenture account debit to debenture redemption premium. Amount below. Debenture allotment 18,000 shares into 60 rupees. Loss on issue 18,000 shares into 15 rupees, directly taking issue discount plus redemption premium. 8% debentures 18,000 into 70, so that you reach the face value. I took 30 rupees in the application stage, I will take 70 rupees in the allotment stage. Debenture redemption premium 18,000 into 5. Amount below. 18,000 into 60, 10 lakh 80,000. 18,000 into 15, 2 lakh 70,000. 18,000 into 70, 12 lakh 60,000. And 18,000 into 5, 90,000. Check debit credit matching. 1350 both sides. Yes, 1350 both sides. Okay, it was decided to write off the entire loss on issue in the year of issue itself. Generally, what should I do? Your loss on issue will be divided over the life of the debenture proportionate to the amount outstanding. But here they told write off the full amount to P&L. What's my loss on issue? 2,70,000. So I will pass one more entry, P&L account debit to loss on issue of debentures account. Kitna? 2,70,000. You are required to pass necessary journal entries. Let us see. So, similar point. हाँ बेटा. I'll come to it. There are 5 uses of SPA. Yes. Okay. So, entry same. Sundry assets, goodwill to supplier to liabilities. Supplier to 8% debentures to securities premium. Our security premium was 2,40,000. Bank to application, application to debenture was amount 5,40,000 for us also. Yes, sir. And then you had debenture allotment, loss on issue to 8% debenture to premium on redemption. Matching? Yes. Then you had, I forgot to record this entry, bank to allotment, profit or loss to loss on issue. Securities premium can I use here? There are 5 uses of SPA. First one, to issue bonus shares. Second one, write off preliminary expenses. Third one, write off any expenses in connection with shares or debentures. Fourth one, provide for a premium on redemption. And fifth one, buyback of shares, purchase of own securities. So you could have taken, better to take P&L. Simple. Yes. Last question of the RTP. Let's see how many of you actually concentrate on theory. There's a lot of students, my dears. I know a student in the previous exam. One of the students messaged me on the exam day saying he wrote exam for 92 marks. He left 8 marks. He left 8 marks for what? He left 8 marks for theory. And what was the theory question in the exam? In your previous attempt, Jan 25 attempt, the question was, what is trial balance? What are the limitations of trial balance? Is this a question worth leaving? You go with an assumption that I don't want to write theory. So just let's look at those 5 questions. Write short note on going concern concept. Going concern concept says that The business should not close down. The owner does not have any need to wind up the business. It will continue for foreseeable future. Foreseeable future at least means 12 months. If going concern assumption is valid, we will prepare accounts on cost basis. If going concern assumption not valid, we will have to follow net realizable value basis. Write this, you will get the marks. Services a chartered accountant can provide to the society: bookkeeping, audit, statutory audit, internal audit, taxation, consultancy, financial advice. You have a lot of points over there. Write short note on double entry system. Dual aspect says every transaction has two aspects, debit and credit. As per double entry system, we record both the aspects, debit aspect and credit aspect. Because of double entry system, we have a process of accounting where we prepare journal, ledger, trial balance. Based on a matching trial balance, we go ahead to prepare financial statements where we can find out the financial position or performance of the organization. If you want, you can give some differences over here for double entry and single entry system. Okay. Factors taken into consideration for calculation of depreciation. Wonderful question, never asked in history. What are the three factors? Cost, scrap, and life. You will explain what is cost, you'll explain what is scrap, and you'll explain what is life. Write short note on noting charges. Noting charges, which chapter? Thankfully, you know. Somebody I told to read. Nothing charges. Sir, what is nothing charges? It's not nothing, it's noting. So when the drawer is expecting the drawee to dishonor the bill, he may get the bill noted from a notary official. On the maturity, notary official will present the bill for payment. If the money is received, he'll give it to the drawer. If the money is not received, he will record the facts of dishonor, hand the bill to the drawer. That fact now can become an evidence which can be used in the court. For this, he charges some service that is called as noting charges. Noting charges will be paid by the holder of the bill, can be recovered from the drawee in case of insolvency. Importance of bank reconciliation statement. 4 objectives. 1, to match your balance of cash book passbook. 2, to find out your bank balance. 3, for accuracy of accounts, checking whether there are any errors. 4, to identify any delay in check clearances. 5, to avoid frauds or embezzlement by the cashier. So theory questions are coming in the exams. It's not like something you can neglect. If you do this, you can realize that conceptual understanding is of utmost importance in the class. Any question given by ICAI is a part of the concepts, but then the questions that are being designed are new. I think you should be able to crack the question if you have conceptual understanding. Wishing you all the very best for the exams.